So I think we had talked about, had all three of you seen the Children of Sarpedon performance in the carnival?
No. I think it was only me who had seen it. Unless that was
I haven't seen it.
yeah.
Okay. And Oren, had you seen it?
I don't believe I have.
Okay, so you had gotten to know him through some other means. You've probably done a few things. We've done a few things together up to this point.
Yeah.
So, what you remember of the performance and the last time that you saw your wife and your children?
Yeah, yeah, two children.
Okay, yeah, your wife and your children, as well as everyone else around you, was this is about a year ago. Essentially, our game is taking place today, July 31st, 2017. So it was roughly a year ago, a couple like middle of the month last year. You were there. You're watching this play, and you only get these little bits and pieces kind of coming through. You're pretty sure it was roughly an hour long, but you remember the MC coming out quite a bit. Had a large skull tattooed on his back. Was spoke with a French accent.
Okay.
And at one point, as people were disappearing, comes up to you specifically, is like you're frozen while you're there, and your wife and your children are disappearing around you along with everyone else. And it's like, here's our lucky contestant. All of us here, children of Sarpedon, and you are now one of us, brother.
Yeah, I'm like frozen.
Yeah, you're able to speak.
Yeah, I think I'm probably like calling out my wife's name, which is probably like Emily.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just like Emily. We have two daughters, like Nicole and like Lucy or something like that. I don't know. I don't just coming up with random names. They're dead now. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So as you're doing this, he kind of puts his like hand on your lips and grabs your face and goes, "No, they can't hear you. They have been tossed overboard. It is now only the strong here, and that is you."
So like the camera probably has like an intense shot, and his face is probably like blacked out, or whatever. Like the specific face is blacked out. Like we just
Nope. You can you.
yeah, no, know what I'm saying. Like the camera, like
yeah.
but we have like my eyes like staring directly at it, like seeing him perfectly. And he's just like he's biting his lip, and his lip like starts bleeding. And then like he sucks in the blood on his lip and just spits it in the dude's face.
He just kind of laughs and just. You do not understand where we come from and what we've seen. But you, my friend, get to go free. Congratulations. See you in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And as he kind of walks away, and the next thing you remember, it's literally the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
The sun's coming up, and like the fairgrounds where the carnival took place is completely bare.
Am I like waking up
see,
in the like alley or in the like parking lot?
No, you're sitting in a chair in what used to be basically in the middle.
Yeah, in a field.
And you can see all the places where things were. There's still the physical presence of all of them are there. So over that next year or so, you've searched through, trying to find some stuff. You've worked with these two in trying to track down any leads. The problem is finding out where it's at. The best bet so far has been to sort of go online into some of the places that all three of you are aware of, where people who actually have some knowledge of what's really going on. There are rooms on the dark web and some other places where the people who actually know about avatars, adepts, and etc., where those people exist and communicate with each other. And it's not a bad place to send up a flare.
Yeah, I think
and
we probably went on like a few like runs if this were like a game of Shadowrun, but like I probably sent up a flare on somewhere around there after spending like a shitload of time and got these two, and then we've been working towards that, I think, if that's what we're getting at.
Well, you all could have worked together
before,
or it could be because of this. What do you all want for that?
I think I definitely found Like, what jobs would happen? Like, I know I definitely found you as the kooky guy online spurting things that I believed.
I definitely like the idea of like needing a specific book that one of a job we did was like a book that references the play name that I like just remember, like I've remembered, and now I have this book. It's probably nothing, like it's probably a book that doesn't mean anything, but it has the name in the book, so it's like, fuck, I need that because it might have something. So that was probably a previous thing that we got that you probably like stole or something, because I don't know if you're a thief or not, or you were like,
I am a delinquent, so yes.
yeah, you probably like went into a bookstore and just like said you had it to me, and I don't know how you got it. And I think I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Oren. But I imagine y'all would have just like found me because my story, like I probably posted my story like several times, being like, "This is exactly what happened to me." It's probably on like a bunch of different websites, and you're like, "This is my muse." Like like you found me. It wasn't me finding you.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like either this guy is on to something, or he has just essentially written the best screenplay ever. I need the right to it.
Exactly. And either way, I'll make a beautiful movie. And I think it's more like yeah, like, and he's got like a trusting thing. He's like, no, these are people who listen to me, so he doesn't really care as long as you listen to what he's saying. So as for like current goals, it's sending a flare up on that deep web. Yes, definitely. But I think, yeah, it's like he's holding the book that Roxy got him, like in his hands, and like he's like talking. It's probably in his house, like the house that he lived in, talking to the other two characters. Like Roxy's probably like sitting on their sofa or whatever, and he's got like a cup of like coffee or something for her, and Maxwell's probably like on the computer, like just kind of scrolling the forums, and he's like dictating what to say to Maxwell. And I'm sure Maxwell's saving this into Google Docs for like soliloquies.
Yeah, you're damn right that this is just turning into a script as we go.
Yeah. Which is why I put you on the keyboard. I felt that you would appreciate that. And he's like talking to Roxy, and he's like, you know these people. You know what the keywords are. I don't know what I need to say. I've said all I can. And he's like, he's just like,
this email comes through.
I need. Yeah. So an email pops up. I imagine that's probably Maxwell. We'd have to say something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. It wouldn't be to Maxwell. That'd be to Roland. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm Roland. Roland's not at the computer. Roland's the one on Roland's computer at the moment.
Yes, that's probably to Roland instead of Max, or whoever's been putting up questions about it.
Yeah.
And there's actually a picture of one of the posters that you saw attached. Like, it's the first concrete lead you've gotten. You've heard a couple things here and there, but it doesn't say pretty quick.
How do you feel about a shoot in Texas?
It's like, what?
Texas, big, flat, dry place. South.
Yeah, I know the state. No, I'm talking about the reference. Did you find a lead?
Well, yeah, I suppose we could shoot on location, but unless you wanted to mock it up here somehow, but we need more research. But anyway. I mean,
and I think like Roland comes over thinking like, oh, you've gotten something, and then he sees the email. And he says, "Are you an idiot?" Like, we're like, and he's like, "Look at the emails." And yeah, I think Roland like, not like rudely like pushing, but he like, that thing where you like grab the mouse and keyboard from your perking in the chair.
Yeah.
And it's the poster and everything. But like specifically, it's talking about what?
It's like there's a note for it. It says, "Max, I've seen the poster. Have you heard about this? The kid. He was here. He stayed at my place, and he was here about a month before the carnival came. Wells, Texas. Nobody remembers anything. I have a picture of him, but if I'm not looking at it, I can't quite see him in my head. Weird shit is happening. The people in my church are worried I'm possessed. Ruth Vaughn."
I think like Roland like looks at Maxwell and he's like, Maxwell, I could kiss you. And then like fucking he's like, come on, we're getting in the car.
If you're going to save it for the third act, build up some tension first. Let's just.
He's already out the door. Like you're saying that to his back.
Where are we right now, like in terms of the country compared to Texas?
Where'd you guys be located out of?
I like the idea of being like Midwest, not like super like not super like bumblefuck flyover, but I was thinking not like a suburban like fuck or something along those lines, but that's a little far for a drive.
We have the van.
Yeah. But like, I also like the idea of being semi-city-esque. I think Chicago. Chicago is a good one.
And what are
I think probably floated away from any big city at this point. Just kind of tracking down different suburban leads.
Roxy would like big city, and she's there. I think Chicago.
I mean, like some of
Chicago
the outskirts of Chicago are pretty close to it.
Yeah, I think like specifically right now in the city house, Chicago is a good spot. If it's like the outskirts of Chicago, that's fine too.
And there's also lots. I mean, I'm 2 hours of Chicago. There's also
Exactly.
Sorry, it's still make it pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere around there.
A bunch around there and still be close enough to Chicago that the only people who complain are people in the actual city.
Yeah, it's definitely like a suburban part of like close enough to Chicago that I could go into the city.
Roxy,
but yeah, it's
Roxy, you probably live directly in the city.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Are you a soldier of a band?
Oh, since the instant I'm going solo.
Okay. So maybe sometimes you play with.
You can't just ask a person if you're a solo act.
An online following.
Okay. Done some
on the YouTubes.
I know for me, like when they're gone for a month or two, like just doing some small tours to a couple of big cities, hitting a bunch of stuff that are going out in this.
What's it called? Yeah, we like drive to Texas. I think that's the goal. Like it's not a flight. Probably a better way to go about it, but
do we use the mystery machine? Well,
we use. Well, of course, it's you're sleeping in it, and we rotate around it
next to my hi-fi and my equipment.
Yeah.
Is anyone doing anything for you? Want to look at like getting a gig going, or?
No, I think I'd blog about it. You see me as one of those annoying bloggers who would like FaceTime their phone and be like, "Hey guys,
this is Roxy."
God damn it!
So, moment I might be able to give you is a fairly small town outside of Lufkin, Texas. There's actually a couple of things. I use one of those where it randomly creates a person. And the cool thing was it gave me something nearby where I was like, holy shit, I'm using that. That's
nice.
So Wells, Texas is a small town outside Lufkin, Texas. Let's zoom out a little bit. You've got it in the middle of Houston and Dallas, but a little west. So, like, Houston southeast of Dallas. Yeah, it's a small town about 17 miles outside of Lufkin. And it's probably going to take you about 20 hours or so to drive. I know.
Yeah.
Champaign-Urbana, where I live, like 15. Knocked me. I thought it'd be long.
Yeah, it's probably like
around 20 hours or so.
Yeah, and I think Roland makes a point to be like, okay, well here's how we'll do the shifts. It's 20 into 3, which I don't believe divides evenly because I'm bad at math. But he's going to give the smallest hour to Roxy, like the smallest amount of driving time to Roxy, and take the largest amount for himself. Whatever that math equation is, if I remember correctly. Here, I can just do it. I have a calculator. I am a genius.
I would go ahead. It's literally like let them know and see what they say about it, since you've got like 3 people here.
Yeah.
Remember, don't make decisions for other people.
Yeah. Roland says, okay, I'll drive 8. What's it called? Then he like looks at Maxwell and he's like, you drive 7, and then Roxy, you can drive 5.
This is my van, right?
He's like, yeah, but we're driving for. He's like, yeah, but we're driving for 20 hours. It's like, get your beauty sleep. Don't you have like a gig or something?
I'll give you a bit of an odd look, but it's not big of a deal enough for me to cause a fuss.
Maxwell's busy trying to figure out how to get the tape deck to play nothing but campy road trip songs the entire time.
I think try tape deck and I will kill you.
Tape deck.
What are we listening to? That is like Roxy's music. Shut up! It's vintage.
This is a pretty old van.
Doesn't have Bluetooth. Roxy, I'm sorry. I really don't want to listen to your band's opening fucking tape again.
No, I've probably got a mixtape of just random stuff, but it's also connected to like
yeah.
Oh, what's that thing where you can connect like your YouTube like wirelessly? Not
Bluetooth.
Yeah. Got Bluetooth as well.
Okay, cool. So I'm sure like Roxy is like scrolling through all of the hits.
We've just started. It feels like from what you said, Roxy's the kind of person who has a shit van but puts in like a great stereo.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that is.
When I got my car, Bluetooth, Bluetooth was one of the things I was looking for.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my phone, attach it to it.
Completely off topic, but I got a fucking crack in my windshield like literally today, and I'm pissed.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Anyway, back on topic. I'm sorry.
Okay, so. Oh, I don't know. Someone's about to say something.
No. I was literally just using like the as a placeholder, and then I couldn't think of a thought.
So there is have quite a bit of it. Probably not.
Are we there yet?
Yeah. When you finally get down to Wells is not a big town. And
yeah. Does it have a like? This is my thing. Is like small towns have obvious buildings that are like the town center. It's like the biggest building in town, like, and you can always find it. It's either a church or a town center, like a town hall or kind of thing. And I'm looking for the town or whatever.
Go right through the little town. That's most of it. I-69, and then you've got 2 or 3 streets on either side. But then it stretches a little bit further on the highway, but then it only goes like 1 street. up there.
Okay.
It's a pretty large. There's a pretty large
Dinosaur.
church as you go through. You also go through and see like the school building. This is one of those old towns that are
It's
essentially
in the Bible Belt.
The what? It's one of those old those small towns that it's sort of barely churches. Flavely Methodist United, Flavely Memorial United Methodist Church, which is like looks like the kind of thing that your mother might get for one of those Christmas dioramas, like the cute little brownstone church with a little pop up at the top. A couple houses along there, lots of trees. Seems to be the high school as you're actually going through it. You see several churches along the main road itself.
Are we going to be doing Exorcist again? Because like you can only shoot so many of those in a row.
I think Roland, like every time you've made several terrible jokes on this ride, like commenting on the scenery, and Roland has pointedly looked at you, said nothing, and continued on his like continue with whatever he had to say. I think like Roland looks at Roxy, and he's like, "Okay, small town, big people, jumped up people. I say is there an address on that that note?"
And
then like
just mentions you can see exactly what was said.
Yeah. I saw what it was. Roland is asking that because Roland is scatterbrained. But what's it called? He goes, okay, we'll just go to the post office, see if we can find an address, like get the yellow pages. Roland's a little older. Yeah, Roland's a little bit older, and he's like an older IT person. So he's like, he probably could just Google the name and get a Facebook thing, but he's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Okay, so you look up Ruth Vaughn. You get the address, and the address is sort of back off of the main strip. I mean, granted, there's not a whole lot of main strip there, but it's a little bit separated from the rest of Wells.
Okay. And I think Roland like looks at Maxwell specifically, and he says, "Maxwell, I think it's a little bit like strange if it's just three of us who show up immediately at Ruth's doorstep. I think you should go talk to Ruth, and then me and Roxy will go and see this church that she's talking about, just so we get an idea of the area." Okay. And then Roland's like looking at the group and is like, "Is this like a good idea?" Like
I'm not going to stop you, but you're going to get immediately picked off, or I am, one of the two.
And I think like Roland's like and this is like the one, like he only plays with your jokes when like he knows they're like actually jokes and you're not trying to be annoying.
Like I'd say keep your cell phones on you, but smash break, out of charge, that kind of thing. So just.
And I think like you say that, and he like pulls out his cell phone, and he has a nice cell phone, which he could have probably looked up on Google, like this person's name, and it's fully charged. And he's like, "Just so you're not worried, I know you get anxious, fully charged. Roxy, I don't know what about yours. That's you." And he puts his phone back in.
Good.
Maxwell's
Hold on.
Maxwell says
a word.
Yeah.
No offense, Maxwell, but do we want you talking to Ruth?
I mean, it's the standard introduction scene. Anybody can do this part. It's just, you set out the lore, you set out the exposition, and then like everything else happens later, and then I can spit it all back at you when we meet up after the first monster collision.
And I think like Roland's like looking at Roxy and being like, "Yeah, this will be fine."
I just look at the two of you like, and
then like Roland looks and he's like, "Well, what would you want to do?"
Once again, no offense, Maxwell, but Roland, you seem like a better talker than Maxwell.
And like Roland, in his thought process, there's a facial expression where he's like, he knows that that's the right way to do it. Like he knows that's how it should go, but he also doesn't want to talk to this person who had the same experience as him. And he like looks at Roxy, and he says, "Well, what would you be doing then?"
Me and Maxwell will go check out the church.
And he's like, "Okay." And he looks at Maxwell. He's like, "Make sure you're okay." And he's like, says, "You're okay," and stares at Roxy.
It's just probably happened a few times. Like when I got you the book,
Yeah.
you probably were over concerned. Like, what did you do? Oh my god. Yeah,
because it was like an expensive book.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What?" But this has probably happened, yeah, like multiple times where Roland is like, he's sure when he's in a rash mood or in like a super fat, like he's gonna super go for it. But then once it comes down to it, he's like, fuck. So I think, yeah, Roland will go and talk to Ruth, and then he'll ask you to go to the church. And I don't know which scene we wanted to play out. We would want to play out first, as I think either of them are hilarious.
Whichever, dude. Which one do you think is more important? Let's go with that one.
So it sounds like
That's GM's choice.
So Max and Roxy going to the church up there, Methodist church.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a place on the flyer, right?
The what?
I'm sorry, Roxy?
What was the church in reference to everything else?
Specifically the church, but it's not with the picture of the flyer itself. The actual the actual performance took place earlier in the month. Closed down on the 17th of July.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Roland is specifically telling you to go to the church because Roland's a people person. He understands people as much as he's like horrifically scarred and can't be close to them. He knows that it's better to talk to the people, and she specifically referenced that the people at my church are worried that I'm possessed. So he wants you to go to the church and be like this was probably talked about in the car.
Yeah.
But he wants you to go to the church and be like just to scope it out, not like go in and be like do your star routine and be like, oh yeah, everybody worship me, which that's your choice. I'm not gonna tell you how to play a character. Yeah. And he will then go to Ruth. But if you have a better idea, I think once he leaves, he doesn't care what you do. Or in a sense of like, you'll have that conversation afterwards. You guys do whatever you want to do.
Maxwell's getting out his camera and tripod. There is a certain angle that is used to conduct the first interview in a haunting film, and he is going to get it.
God damn it.
Sure.
Is Maxwell gonna follow me instead of going with Roxy to get that angle?
Yeah, Maxwell, are you going to the church, or is Roxy going to the church on her own?
I need to talk. I'm talking to the woman because okay. That's how it goes. I got the email first, so I got to be the one to talk to her.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, and I think Roland is like, expecting you to go with Roxy, but if you don't go, he's not gonna like start a fuss about it. He's just gonna be like, "Fucking Roxy!" Like he's gonna blame it on Roxy.
Roxy's totally like when Maxwell says, "Oh, he's definitely going," and I think Roxy just sighs, grabs her acoustic guitar, and just walks off towards the church.
So, how is Roxy dressed when she goes to this Methodist in the middle of small towns in Texas?
Like the
she
devil.
definitely worships Satan. No.
No, that's actually sangria.
In particular to the Falve Memorial United Methodist Church.
Not to stereotype or anything, but does Texas love country?
AFK for just 2 seconds.
Country does pretty well in Texas. When I was down there, I did not hear music that I'm not initiated.
Okay, what do country like stars wear? Like it's just
You would
it's kind
probably
of girl
know.
next door kind of thing.
So
Yeah.
sort of I guess would be maybe Shania Twain kind of. You're dressing up
Like
a
the
little more-
clothes aren't like they're kind of modesty, aren't they? Like they're not really too standouty, are they?
I don't know. The problem with country music is the shit that the girls wear to like go to this fucking hot. I had a friend she wanted this line dancing stuff. Like I didn't want to go, God damn, she looked good. I was like, well, I guess. The jeans have a tendency to hug pretty tight.
Yeah, it's like jeans and oh my god, what's the name of that bloody shirt with the squares all over it?
Oh, like a plaid checkered thing?
Yeah, one of those.
Okay. But are you looking a
She
little
went on
less? What's your standard style of music?
Originally, she was probably in a punk band. Gotta be honest.
Is she still mostly pop? Just dressing up because she knows where she's going?
She knows where she's going, so she's definitely dressed up to be country.
Okay.
She's probably still got the black hair though.
All right. So you head up Methodist church. I was just on the door. Just walk in to one of those churches. But there's an office.
Wait, sometimes you have
head
to
in.
knock to go to church.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to. I've always have ever gone into a church just because I was there for a very specific reason. I've never just sort of, hey, just want to look and see what's inside.
Every church that I've in England anyway, they're kind of walk-ins.
This one you probably walk in because like they've usually got. This is like a little office sort of off to the left when you come in.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah. Because like the main hall is like always open for people to go in and like pray, etc., right? But then like the rest of the place is cut off.
Okay. So you sort of kind of head in, looking around, and there's a secretary who's sitting there on her phone behind her computer. Some stuff looks up and it's like, "Hey there, how can we help you?"
How big is this place? This town? Sorry.
Oh, the town itself is pretty small. I can
150,000.
hear in a moment the actual. I've been mostly looking at it. Population was 769 in the 2010 census.
Holy shit.
It's small.
Okay, so everyone knows everybody.
Probably everyone's half related to everybody.
So the secretary's there. I'll say, hey, is the father in?
Oh,
This is a
Oh,
this is a Methodist.
father.
I don't think they have a father.
not a you Catholic.
Wait, what? I don't
It's
know
past-
anything
it's
about
pastor with the
religions.
Methodists.
Pastor. Okay.
And I did double check real quick because like we were forced to be Methodist for at least through confirmation, but I don't remember what they were called. But it's pastor.
Okay, pastor. Is the pastor in?
Yeah, that's right. With, Pastor Hartwell. Hey, Donald. Just a second. After a moment, guy comes out. The older, is probably pushing mid-late 50s. Comes out and gives you an eye, kind of crawls up and down fairly quick. Goes out and puts a hand out and is like, Pastor Donald Hartwell.
I'll take it and say, delighted to meet you. I'm here to talk about one of your flock.
Oh, yeah, come on into my office. Kind of heads in, and the office is fairly clean. You've got like the Bible and other books and stuff up there. You've got drawings from the children in the Sunday school. You got just a bunch of the stuff that you expect to see in a pastor's office. And he sits down across from it. Goes, so, something wrong?
What's Ruth's second name again?
It's Vaughn.
Vaughn. I'd sit down and just say, yes, I'm Ruth Vaughn's niece, and I'm down here to visit, and she doesn't seem herself. And I know that she comes to church faithfully, and I'm just wondering if you noticed anything.
That gives you a weird look. Ruth Vaughn doesn't come to this church. She's part of the Church of Wells. Ruth Vaughn is 23. I don't think she has an older sister, but her family hasn't heard from her in a while.
Shit.
Yeah, she's Church of Wells, and they don't like anybody talking to someone in the Church of Wells.
Sorry, what's the Church of Wells?
It's I'm just gonna fuck it. It's a cult.
A cult?
It's a cult. You got these 3 guys in charge, and they have taken people away from their families. They don't let you meet up. There's a baby that died there. Wasn't given medicine, but died there about a year or 2 back. It's they kind of stay off on the side of town, but they're here, unfortunately. Came in and tried to break up one of our congregations once.
That sounds awful.
More annoying. It's you got some family members get tricked in every once in a while, then nobody sees them again.
Right. How long have they been here?
Good Lord, I think they came here about 5-6 years ago. By the way, if you have in a moment, I'm going to go up to pee real quick here in a moment. But seriously, look this place up because I found the town, the bigger town, on the random one. I'm like, I want something a little bit smaller. Found this, looked it up, and came across this cult. I was like, oh, fuck yes. This is awesome.
Church of Wells.
Yeah, the Church of Wells. Yeah, they're
In
8
Wells.
years.
Oh god. Oh my god.
So I'm going to use bathroom.
A
Quick.
mountain of apostasy.
Yeah, I would check it out because holy shit.
The tagline "You must be born again" is choice. That's a choice cult tagline. Like, I'm just saying.
Holy shit.
Well, this is gonna be a fun time for Roland.
Roxy has a look on her face like she's considering, should I go talk to cultists?
I could just fuck off. I could fuck off.
I would look at the. Hold on, Michael's. Oh yeah, he's gone to pee,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Damn him.
I believe that most of Christian America is a darkened generation and a mountain of apostasy. Denying all forms of entertainment and leisure in favor of prayer. Oh my god, I'm going to walk in with a guitar.
Oh my god.
I'm back.
Okay.
Hello.
So yeah, she's treated well. She's not one of us.
So, is that like the cut scene where it goes back to like in the TV show? It goes to the like us to her house, being like, there's nobody here.
Oh no, here in a moment.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not trying to hijack the scene from Roxy, but I don't know. I just like the timing there, and that's just
No,
me being a fucking GM.
So Roxy, what do you do?
Has she always been with the Church of Wells?
She went in when she was about 19. Had some problems with her family. Nothing too much more than regular kids have with their parents, but kids get into these days. She got hooked in and left them. And her parents are up in Lufton, and I know them socially a little bit. I met them here and there. They've come and talked to me since I'm a bit closer, but as far as we can tell, they just managed to get someone who was looking for some sort of acceptance she didn't feel like she was getting.
Did Ruth say she went to one of these shows?
The what?
Did Ruth say she went to the performance?
Yes. Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Well, there's the carnival,
It
and
makes
then there's the
sense.
show. Because the carnival is they usually sets up what you can tell in small towns, and
Okay.
not everyone who shows up, but the play is a part of the carnival. It takes place in the last one.
Yeah, so the carnival still doesn't disappear everyone in the carnival, because that would basically kill towns.
Yeah, that'd be fucked
Now,
up.
yeah, one thing you are aware of: people who've disappeared, and this has happened to yours as well, have a tendency to all the pictures and stuff of them either become sort of blurry or damaged. Like you have nothing at home which is a good clear picture of wife or kids.
Yeah, I specifically did not give a face to my wife or kids because of that.
So yeah, it's one of those things where even people who go to the carnival, as far as you can tell, anything taken around, a lot of people forget to take pictures, but the people you've talked to already, it's essentially everything about that kind of gets a little screwed up on those last couple.
Okay. What's the carnival called specifically?
It literally just says carnival, and nobody ever remembers enough to be able to say much about it afterwards, except for the one person.
Yeah, and I think there is a name for whatever the carnival is, but he hasn't told Roxy.
Okay.
He likes.
I was like, you don't remember.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it
yeah.
is, and it doesn't actually say on any.
Yeah,
of the,
I'm saying
thing.
if Roxy were to have asked, he would pointedly have not told her, even if he knew.
Okay. I'd probably just I'd probably just apologize to the father and just say, I'm sorry for bothering you, father. Pastor.
Does Ruth need some help? Let's see what we can do. Is she okay?
No, it just seemed it's probably to do with these Church of Wells people. I'll
Listen, if there's a problem, you get hold of the sheriff. They've been looking into them for a while.
Thank you. I hope it doesn't come to that though. You have a good day now.
You too. Okay, so the address you have takes you to where Ruth is supposed to be. Takes you kind of behind the town, and there's a bunch of houses, and you see the kind of cars are parked there, and there's a church that is decent sized, kind of in the middle of it. And all these houses are pretty close to where the church is. It's almost like its own little neighborhood, and it's a little bit separated from the rest of it.
Okay.
You ever walk into a small town?
I
restaurant
live
or
in a
something
small
and you don't
town.
know anybody there? Yep. Well, you ever see someone who doesn't live there?
Yup.
Yep. Went to the Gibson
Yeah,
City
you
McDonald's.
ever open up a door and have everyone stop and stare? That's what happens.
I just remember thinking, I'm like, this doesn't happen in real life.
Yes, it does.
Maybe it does.
Yes, it does. And I think Roland is actually I don't know what Maxwell does, but Roland's kind of used to this. He probably didn't travel a lot, but he's probably moved around. He understands, like, okay, people in a weird place, weird thing. We're in a restaurant. Like, what kind of restaurant is it? It's just like it's Tex.
No, I'm just saying there's not a restaurant. It's that sort of thing. As you're coming in with like sort of like you see kids in the yard.
Oh, okay. Just everyone's looking at
and
us.
as you drive in, it's that same sort of thing where like you are not someone who should be there.
Yeah.
And like a city street, nobody pays attention. Even smaller towns.
Yeah.
I've been to some smaller towns where someone drives by, you don't really look. This is a place where you step in and you're not one of them.
Yeah.
It's attention is not.
And Roland is wearing, like, just for outfit wise, he's wearing like slacks, like black slacks, and what's it called? A rolled up, like, button down tee. Like, his sleeves are rolled up, and he's got his tee buttoned up to the top. He sometimes wears a tie. He's not wearing a tie right now because it's hot as fuck. And so he literally looks like a stereotypical, like, mobster kind of guy. Like, he's got that, like, Tony Montana vibe, but not in like a suit, like a small town would perceive him as that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he does stand out like a mother. But I think he's going to, when he gets to the house, he's going to see if there's anybody, like, outside, like nearby the house.
So as he's doing that, Maxwell, what are you doing?
If I'm along, I'm probably just trying to set up all the proper camera angles, kind of looking.
So the moment you step out with the camera, you see the people and the other ones grab their kids and like head inside. And suddenly, like, the street is much more silent than it was before.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we're doing The Exorcist again.
Yeah. So Roland, I don't think he would notice that nor care. He sees, like, probably whoever's next door. He would actually go to Ruth's house first and, like, knock on the door,
Okay.
and we get nothing.
So you knock on the door, and while you're doing this, Maxwell, are you sort of filming the area?
Yeah.
Make a notice roll for me.
Uh,
Or actually, I think you have one of your identities.
yeah, one of my identities
for that?
subs for notice.
And what you can do, if you click the little thing right next to it, it'll just go ahead and automatically roll for you. A little white button.
Yeah.
So you can either use that, or if your notice is higher, you can use that.
I think my notice might straight up be high. Yeah, my notice is 30, I think.
50.
50?
Your notice is 50.
Then we will roll notice.
Because you've got 2 and unnatural, so yeah, you got the thing up there.
Oof.
Okay.
I think I hit the wrong button for enrolled knowledge.
Yeah, he did. The thing is, the percentage isn't going to change there. It just means you get a little less of a chance of hitting it. So yeah, I don't think none of your things would really fit for that. Yeah, so you kind of like go over. You're just checking out all the areas. It's very kind of 1950s. Leave It to Beaver. Like, everything's kept up really well. The cars are relatively nice. Like, you have a feeling that there's like 1 or 2 of these people know about mechanics and help everybody else out. But as you sit there, you're kind of knocking on the door, and not a lot's. There's no answer to it, and then as you're going, there's a car pulls out of a house that's right by the church, and slowly starts heading towards where you guys are at.
This is not the church that Roxy was going to. This is a different church, or
this is the church. The church.
Okay, so there's 2 churches in the town. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think Roland would probably look into. He look in the driveway first of Ruth's, like, house. Is there a car in there, or no?
Yeah, there's a car out front.
Okay, I think. And I assume it's like, it's since it's 1950s, like, suburban town. There's a garage, a driveway, the car's in the driveway.
Yep.
And he's gonna. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna look at the welcome mat and check to see if there's a key underneath the welcome mat. Would that be a roll? Because I think it is a roll. I just don't. I'm angling for like the idea that he would know that.
Don't help Maxwell by
There's
being
not a luck
cliche.
thing, but I kind of like the idea of it. Do me a favor, go ahead and roll percentage. We'll say about a 25% chance of there will be in one there. I like the idea that it might.
Sure.
Be there.
So below 25 is what we get. Okay. And this is just a D100, right?
Yep.
Don't encourage Maxwell.
Yeah, you kind of flip it open. There's nothing there. And Maxwell, do me a favor. Roll a D6 or a D3.
D3.
Yeah, you're going to choose who's the one in the car coming to you.
It's a 3.
Nice. Okay,
Oh, you got Tweedledee.
so the car pulls up, door kind of opens, and the guy that gets out. Let me get a picture of him real quick. Seems a little uptight. When he comes up, there's certain people that the moment you see them, there is an anxiousness to them, and the anxiousness kind of communicates itself pretty instantly. If you want to go, there's a picture of what the guy looks like.
Okay.
Oh, the first one. I'm sorry, I just gave you that specific one as opposed to the Google search.
Like,
But you
just
see a couple pictures. He looks up and he goes, "Hey, do we know you?"
Does he say? He says that to Maxwell while Roland's looking at the.
He's kind of looking. He's kind of like he's bouncing back and forth between both of you. Like he's a little jumpy.
Yeah, and I think I don't know what Maxwell would if Maxwell would immediately say something, but I think this is also probably practice where Maxwell understands a certain type of people and how to interact with them.
like
Yeah, from what I'm getting.
Max's first thought on this is this man looks like he leads a cult or belongs to a cult or is some part of a cult.
You should look up one of his sermons because holy shit.
And I
Just
think
just by the
go
look of him, and like the immediate thought is, I need not to say that because those are the words that start bad things.
yeah,
Hi,
I
cult leader.
think Roland
Shit. Sorry.
knows
No, I
this
said cult
about
leader.
Maxwell because they've spent so much time. Like he knows Maxwell's shtick, and he basically thinks Maxwell's like some sort of comedian, and like understands that, and he like comes over and puts a hand on Maxwell's shoulder, and says, sorry, Roland McKennell, Maxwell Osgood, and who do we have the pleasure to meet?
I'm Ryan Rignall, Church of Wells. You looking for Ruth?
Not a roof specifically, mainly the person underneath it.
Immediately grab Roland. Just kind of flip him around real quick to talk to him.
Yeah. I'm like, I think you like tap me on the shoulder, and Roland's like, 1 second, and then he's like, pardon me for a second, my partner. And he like turns. He's like, what?
Partner. We don't deal with that kind of person here.
No, like, not what you think.
Max hooks his arms through Roland because he has to immediately play into the fake gay cliche.
The level of discomfort that this guy has, like he takes like a half step back. Because listen, Ruth is a very troubled girl. She left us not too long ago. So I think you should, go see if she's gone home or something. Because we haven't seen.
And
her
I think like Roland's like, whoa, and he like pulls Maxwell's arm away, like pulls his arm away from Maxwell. He's like, stop. And he's like, okay, 1, I didn't say anything about Ruth. 2, where did she go?
Max is quietly dying in the corner because you never point out the fact that the bad guy slipped up.
Yeah. He's like.
Well, you're also knocking.
Yeah, I know that, but it's like I'm knocking at his house, but there's a conversation level where I'm like, okay, dude, And he goes, Roland just goes, listen, we're not looking for any trouble. We're just trying to find Ruth because she knows something.
If you find Ruth, you let her know that we're worried about her because she's been troubled. She's had some troubles in her heart with Jesus. And if people like you are looking for her, it may be worse than I thought. So if you would please leave the church.
Yeah, and I think, what's it called? I wanna angle for like my volunteer life or identity because I know how to get people to like me because I'm a nice person, and I want to be like I'm offering him up like my if it was Burning Wheel or something. My leverage is like I'll leave, like I don't mind leaving. I just need to know where to go. And he's like he just wants he'll listen to anything and just wants a basic tidbit of where Ruth is because he can't just be like Ruth's like over there, and I'm like what the fuck. So do you think that's all right for a roll or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your.
Where is that
your
roll?
Volunteer?
Is it just the
Basically, it's right next to it. There's a little white button, and then there's a failure.
Yeah.
Oh shit! That's what we forgot. For everybody, it will make a huge difference right now. Take the amount of notches you have, realizing everyone starts with one notch. Count up the amount of notches. You divide
3,
that
4,
by
5, 6, 7,
5.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so 3.
Yeah, that's by 5. Yeah. Then what you do is you assign those as failed notches in the meters you think that you may have had some problems with.
Okay.
So you make oh shit.
This just means in the past these are ones where those notches were tested. You failed. You had a bit of a freak out. It mostly matters as things start adding to them. As you're testing.
I did mine. But as for the specific role previously, what is shift? I don't think there's any shift.
Shift?
Yeah, because estimated input is shift.
Oh, yeah, hit nothing. You rarely use those in this, but yeah, that's hit nothing.
Okay, I got a 30.
Okay, so how do you schmooze him?
Yeah, I think
realizing right now that he thinks you're both gay, and
yeah, I think
small
like
town cult.
Yeah. I think Roland immediately is like, listen, we don't want any trouble, and he's trying to give him what he wants of just us leaving, and he says like, we're gonna get out, we're just passing through, no trouble, we just want to we need information on Ruth, and he's like he doesn't say like we need information on Ruth, we need to try and help Ruth, and he's like keying in on that like we want to get her back where she belongs, and he doesn't say like we want her to get back with the cult, but we want her to get back to where she belongs, and he can interpret that however he wants.
He goes, well, I'll say Ruth. Last I saw Ruth, she was going through a spiritual crisis, a difficult one, and I'm going to be honest. This is something you may not understand, but we find we are called to. Jesus calls us not to just walk through life without walking the walk. We're supposed to take the hard line, and that's difficult for some people. And she was having some problems with that. I think she went away to try to decide if this is the right thing for her. And I'm hoping she decides it is, but I might check with her family. I don't know if she went back to them or if she felt she could face them. Because her family they're okay with things that are not biblical.
Yeah, and I think Roland just says, would he? He probably wouldn't know like whether or not to call him father.
Be right back real quick. Just
isn't father mostly Catholic, and a lot of other ones use pastor?
Yeah, pastor is the right one. Yeah. And Roland's like, "Thank you, pastor. We'll be out of your hair immediately." And then he like grabs what's it called, Maxwell, and is like, "Come on," and like walks back.
And remember,
So I imagine Roxy's.
Maxwell, what builds up minor? You start off with 7 minor charges. What builds up minor significant charges for you?
Minor charges are built up by me basically allowing cliches to happen. Or
I think you just had one.
like that's the thing. Like if somebody thinks 2 men is gay, then the cliche is immediately either both of them start going off about the fact that they're not gay and they're just good friends, or one of them leans heavily into it.
And it's been also making the Southern preacher, making the Southern preacher uncomfortable. Definitely kind of fits in that stereotype.
Yeah.
Those kind of cliches. Yeah. So that's keep trying. Let me know when you're like, oh, that seems like it's a minor or significant.
Significant. I have to pretend to be like a major movie character / archetype for X number of hours.
Maxwell, why are you reenacting the entire sequence of Die Hard in our hotel room?
Well, it's not like it's not like
motherfucker.
Like, it specifically states that that's not how it works. Like I couldn't be like Mel Gibson in Die Hard.
Does it really just use Die Hard?
Not like that, but like I could be like.
I would say you can't be Mel Gibson in Die
just
Hard
straight
because
up-
Mel Gibson's not in Die Hard.
Or whatever. Well, like,
Yeah, it's more about the archetypical character as opposed to the specific actor in the specific movie.
yeah, like I couldn't be Sherlock Holmes, but if I spend 2 hours being like the detective,
Yeah, if you
Then
start
that
saying
build up is-
elementary before everything, we know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
So where did the English accent come from? Listen, this is how I'm going to talk if I be a bloody Sherlock. I don't think that's how he talks.
I'm actually not going for Sherlock. I'm more going for his doopy security contacts. But yeah, I think we like get back to the car, and my dog starts barking. But we get back to the car, and I don't know if Roxy's there or not.
Well, you need to pick up Roxy because you dropped her off on your way there.
True. Yeah, we're a decent part away. Yeah, we just like get back in the car and then drive back to pick up Roxy. And then I think we like, because he said where her parents are. They're in the bigger town up north or south. I don't remember which direction.
Yeah, they're in Lufkin.
Yeah.
Lufkin, which is about 17 miles away. It's south.
Yeah. So I think like we pick up Roxy, and this is the funny thing is like we both went to 2 different places, but we got the same information, essentially.
Yeah.
that's not unusual at all. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Even if you split up, everybody ends up at the same place.
Yeah. And I think like Roland would be like, "Oh, what did you find?" Like as he's picking you up and like talking, and he wants to hear what you have to say about what you found.
Have you guys heard about the cult of Wells around here?
We met the cult leader. He looks like a cult leader, which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah, Roland lets
Everybody-
Maxwell
It's
talk about
convenient
that.
that they do that for you.
Like, just everybody's already on type, which is just perfect. I love the casting. Just
Did you find Ruth there?
oh, not at all.
Yeah, I
they,
think, like,
they
Roland
say
shakes
they
his
don't
head.
know where she is. They say they don't know where she is, but they always know where she is. But it's one of those things you can't force it out of them until at least one person's locked in a chair.
And I think like Roland's like, "Don't get ahead of yourself, Maxwell. We're just going to see her parents."
Wait, you know where they live?
He's like, "Yeah." The cult leader said that they live up in or down in southwest of here, in name of town that I will never
Lufkin.
remember. Lufkin, yeah.
Yep.
Get used to that name of town.
Okay, then let's get going.
they go, yeah, and he's like, I'll drive, and like he jumps in the front of the car. I imagine he probably like motions for Roxy to get in the passenger seat, and then Maxwell to get in the back of the sit in the back.
Mhm.
You and Scooby Doo, which is your camera.
You realize if the police ever pull us over, you're not insured to drive this, right?
And what's it called? And Roland just goes,
No, actually,
yeah, but I'm a good driver.
The cars are just insured by the cars, not the driver.
Wait, what?
It depends. No. What's it called? It depends on your plan. If you get a specific car, I work in insurance, so I will say this.
Okay.
It depends on your plan. If you get a like specific thing, and I like in fiction that like this is a point of contention, but if you specifically you have to put people on your list, and that, or you can get another package which is more expensive with which Roxy would not have because it's more expensive.
Yeah.
To basically be like anyone can drive this car.
Honestly,
and,
I just probably don't have insurance.
Yeah, that Roland does not say that, but Roland thinks that.
Well, actually, I would say if she tours, she probably does because so the people I know that tour, one, they have like they're always switching off drivers.
Yeah,
And they want to make sure it's insured because they will get pulled over at some point for drinking or
yeah.
any number of things.
Well, it's just big van with like colorful logo on the side.
I remember there was a bar when I lived in New Jersey that we went to. We passed some cops on the way in that were just like in this little road leading like near it.
Yeah.
And when we're there, I'm like, a friend of ours was bartending, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna have like 2 drinks and that's it.
Yeah.
He's like, why not? I'm like, we're getting pulled over on the way out.
Yeah.
And we got pulled over, and the guy's like, well, how many did you have? I'm like, I've had 2 drinks. How long were you there? Like 4.5 hours. If you only had 2 drinks, I knew we were getting pulled over. I saw you guys as we came in. Like the bartender knows me. Call and ask her because I told her that's why I'm only drinking 2.
Yeah. What's it called? Yeah. So I think like on the drive over there, I'm probably like talking to Roxy and being like, so all you got from the other church, or just like he probably says like the church and then the cult as a differentiating thing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, all you got about from the church is that she's in a cult.
Yeah, the church really doesn't like those guys.
Yeah, I can see why.
They don't like gays either.
Yeah.
I just sort of turn around and look at him like, what?
I think Roland's just like, don't ask.
Don't ask, don't tell.
I just shake my head and go to tuning my guitar.
Yeah. And I think definitely Roland, like, he knows like you hate it when he changes the music, but he probably changes the music to like something older than you. It's probably like, because he's not like super old. He's probably like late 30s or something. I don't know how old Roxy is.
Oh, she's like
Here's
20.
some Toad Duet Sprocket.
Yeah, it's probably like Brooks and Dunn or something. And or like Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers would be a good one. You know what it is? Exactly. It's Kenny Rogers, the man on Oak Street, I think it is. Or the man on Elm Street. No, Elm Street is Nightmare on Elm Street. But he plays that, and then he's not like waiting for a reaction, but he's like, this is difficult. Shut up, I'm doing this. And then whenever we get there, we get there. The King of Oak Street. Yes, that was it.
Okay, I'm assuming you can go on Google or something to get there to get the name and address, or someone does.
Yeah, I think I like told whoever to do that while I'm driving.
Yeah. Well, that's happening.
Sure,
I'm gonna fish around in our thing, see if I can't find like a bit of white cloth,
Yeah. You probably got some.
just so I can
You
have
make it a
some.
bounce card?
What
You make it a bounce card?
bounce card?
If you're filming and you've got like someone with like a white or sometimes a silver reflector
Bounces the
off to
light
the
off
side,
of
what
it.
it does is it bounces the light so that you get
It's
like
a white
you can
cloth that bounces
even
light.
them out.
I was looking for like a white rag, but yes, that will do perfectly. Have that.
No, I didn't know what you're using it for. Yeah, but you find
Yeah.
the white rag. Okay, so you heading in through the town. It's a little bit like the GPS that someone's got on their phone gets in there. The house itself you're outside of is a little worse for the wear. It's a little worn down, but not too bad, all things considered. And you've got car in the driveway. We'll say at this point, by the time you guys got there, it's we'll say probably 6 o'clock
Mhm.
or so. So you have people home from work.
Yeah, it's like
Go
almost
through,
dinner
get-
time for like small town.
Yeah, this most likely either dinner or on either side of it.
So, it's like hot, but Roland is specifically, he probably has like a backpack or like a duffel bag with like a shirt or something. He's got like 5 o'clock shadow. He doesn't shave, but he's got like, it's the 5 o'clock shadow that you can get away with, you know? Like, it's not bad yet, but
It's the movie star section.
yeah, it's
5 o'clock
yes.
shadow.
And he doesn't do it on purpose. Like, like he just,
They always say that.
it just grows that
Bullshit.
way. And
Oh, this is just how it happens.
yeah, I'm not even lying. That was me in high school. What's it called? He like gets a nice shirt on, like one of his other work shirts, and puts a tie on, and probably like I don't know, buttons his sleeves and everything to look presentable, as opposed to what he was, where he was like rolled up and everything. And he like parks the car out the front, and he's like, I should go in and say something first. And he's like looking at Roxy in her, I don't remember exactly what Roxy's wearing, but I assume it's like a rocker outfit.
No, it's a country outfit. So basically, I'm wearing tight jeans and
Okay,
like
yeah.
a checkered shirt.
Yeah. Okay, then you'd be okay. Yeah, never mind. Then that doesn't happen in him saying like you shouldn't come in. And I think he's like, okay, I think we're ready to go in instead.
You need me there?
And he's like, do you want to wait in the car?
Sure.
No. No, we wait in the car, then everybody gets blown up.
I think, okay, Maxwell, we won't wait in the car.
And
So
you
this is
go
the
with
thing-
him, and I'll wait in the car. I'll get blown up.
That's what I'm saying. No, if you do it expecting it to happen, then something worse happens. And then there's just no car after we're being chased, and then we don't know where the hell you went. You ended up at Taco Bell or some shit. Or
And I think Roland
Dad.
knows how to get Maxwell to like shut up, and he just says, Maxwell, what could possibly go wrong? And then steps out of the car. And like,
you see, the thing is, I have a spell that uniquely triggers whenever
I know.
somebody says that.
I know.
Whenever someone does what?
Says,
Somebody-
what could possibly go wrong?
Oh no! Oh no!
Genius.
Just
Yeah.
like Maxwell's just dead silent right now because it's like, okay, he can't say or do anything else at this moment without either breaking taboo or triggering something horrible to happen.
So is it just Roxy going in, or is
It's Roland.
or
Roxy's
just
hanging back. Roxy's
Roland?
basically, after they've gone, she's going to climb out the van, climb on top of the van, and just start playing her guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think
Yep.
whether or not Maxwell wants to come as well is up to Maxwell, but Roland's getting out of the car and going up.
So Maxwell, what are you doing?
I've got to follow Roland because I have to film Roland, and he said what could possibly go wrong, which means something camera-worthy is about to happen.
Okay. Okay. So you knock on the door.
Yeah.
What we hear? Coming, I'm coming. Guy that opens it up is mid-40s, probably mid to late 40s, maybe early 50s. Bigger dude, got like a kind of a walrus mustache thing going.
Mm-hmm.
Looks at you, then looks over at Maxwell at the camera. He goes, "You the news?"
Roland says, "Unfortunately, no. A little bit of a freelance investigation going on right now."
And like you hear it because from inside, like this is like a forks kind of drop from the eating, and then immediately you see three other people behind him. One who's apparently his wife, and then you see two kids. One of them, she's about 18. The other one, probably about 15 or so. That are kind of in the back the hallway. They're kind of just looking out at you, craning their necks to see what's happening.
Yeah.
What investigation?
And he goes, "No, now I'm not trying to alarm you or anything, but you know what? Can I come in?" And he's like,
I don't know if you can come in." He goes, puts a hand out.
Yeah.
This is about that fucking cult.
And he goes.
I've talked to people before. I'm not doing it again.
He goes.
Yes.
No, and he goes, no. We're not talking about the cult. We're specifically talking about your daughter here.
His look does not. It's a little bit harsher. Then goes, like I said, if you're talking about that fucking cult, especially with a camera here, what news crew are you from?
And he goes, "Once again, sir, I said." Yeah, go ahead, Maxwell.
What's that music playing?
We're in Texas, right?
Music don't just play in Texas, son.
No,
you can't just say that while I'm drinking. Fucking choked.
Can I use like use a call or try to status out a lie for like University of Austin or something like that? Make it seem like we're from the area.
Like, yeah, Longhorns.
And my status is 60, which is
Stars
good,
at night are big and bright.
Yeah. So would that be like status or lying?
Well, status has to do more with sort of in your community. And the people, like the status is kind of your circles thing, and also like kind of how well off you are.
Excuse me.
I think you're kind of looking here at the lying. You're doing some deception.
Okay.
If you're trying to make yourself seem like you're from this area.
Yeah, we're local college news crew.
I make you roll. I don't know how much that's going to help.
God
fucking. Okay.
All right.
Wait. How does? Yeah, that doesn't even help if I flip it.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I would go ahead. Also make a mark on what were you using? Oh no, you were using identity or a.
He wasn't using an identity. He was using what's it called?
Okay. Okay.
Just
yeah, so
straight self.
Your regular skills.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you ever use an identity and it fails, make sure you make the marks. You can check and see if it goes up.
Yep.
Okay.
So he goes, college crew. In that case, he kind of looks back and shuts the door as he steps out. And he goes, yeah, we get one of you every couple years who goes through and figures out, oh, look, something weird has happened, and his fucking daughter's joined a cult. And I suggest you get your ass off my property before something bad happens to you.
Yeah, and I think Roland like immediately looks at Maxwell and says, "Cameras off, get back in the car." And like tells Maxwell, like, cameras off, car.
Maxwell never shuts off the camera, but starts walking back.
No,
towards
the red
car.
light means it's off. That's how
Yeah. And Roland says,
what are the chances you've actually changed it so the light doesn't necessarily come on?
Oh, yeah. The
probably
camera
high.
The camera is rigged in reverse at this point.
Yeah.
And Roland says, like, he looks at the man, and he's like, "Listen, sir, I'm gonna give it to you straight." And he says, like, 100%. He's like, "We're not from a college. He was lying to you. We're trying to get information on your daughter because she may have links to my family who are missing. I know a cult took away your daughter, but some bad people took away my daughter, and I need to get her back. And your daughter might have information on my daughter, and I want to say connect is what I'm trying to.
Yeah, I was about to say make it connect.
Yeah, and that's 50, which is higher than my volunteer. So, so this would be that there. Mother, wait, why is that at 35? Oh, I'm sorry. I rolled helplessness.
What?
It shouldn't. It
You
still doesn't
got
matter.
that.
I got a 94. God fucking damn it.
Are you able? I don't know if you're able to switch that. Does it go with?
Well, I have finding information about the Children of Sarpedon as my obsession. I don't think this. I have a fear of getting close to people, so I think this is. I would argue that this is me being like I'm opening up to a person.
You're opening up to the person that usually has to do with the fear. It's like when you're acting in fear, like the rage noble in fear has to do with
Okay,
your acting
yeah, that's
in
fine.
association.
I don't think I'm actually afraid.
Okay.
So I don't think. Yeah.
So yeah, this doesn't go well. He looks at you and goes, "I'm real sorry if families of yours are missing, but we have had news crews come through. We have a daughter who's up there with a cult. You go talk to her up in Wells. It ain't hard to find. Ask anybody there where the fucking Church of Wells cult is. They'll tell you." He turns around and starts storming back into the house.
Remember, the cult leader told us she wasn't there.
Yeah, and I think Roland's like he closes the door and he's like he collects himself and he loosens his tie, and he like reaches into his pocket as if he's like gonna grab some cigarettes, and then he remembers he doesn't carry them anymore, and he like goes back into the car, and just like looks at Maxwell, and he's like, "Thanks, Maxwell," and then like motions for everyone to get in the car.
Not my fault. You jinxed us. You said it.
And he's like, he doesn't want to hear it from Maxwell. He's like pissed. He's gonna tune everything you say out. And he like looks at Roxy and he's like, "You can drive if you want. I need to clear my head." And, like, you're playing music or something.
Yeah, I was playing music on top of the van.
Yeah. And like he's looking up and he's like, he doesn't even want to deem a reason why you could be doing that. He does not. It's just I fucking drive if you want. And I think he's like let's find like a place to sleep aside from this goddamn fucking car. He's like, and he knows there's not going to be a motel. He knows 100% there's not going to be a motel anywhere near here. It's going to be
No, this is a pretty decent size.
Okay.
There's like 100 because in this one there's 150,000 people.
Okay, yeah. So
No,
he's like, go ahead.
If you say there is no motel, then Maxwell would immediately point out the window and go, "What about that one?"
Yeah. And he's like,
"That's not a motel. That's a Holiday Inn."
yeah. And he's like, okay.
There's a difference.
He's like, okay, let's see if we can get a room.
All right, are you getting just one room for the three of you?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's where wallets tend to be.
Yeah. Like I think Roland
Yeah.
has money because he still has a house and he's still like he's got money, but it's like it's stretching thin.
Yeah. Yeah, you're able to get a room and you're in a Holiday Inn, one of those generic hotel rooms. It could be anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
So you look out the window and place it a little more specifically.
Exactly. Go ahead.
I'd like to imagine, like, if we're unloading things, like, Maxwell has exactly 2 bags. One is, like, all the camera equipment. The other one is a large trunk he stole from the theater department.
Good call.
Contains nothing but various, like, incredibly crappy costumes. He's just kind of tearing through it, going, "What the hell does a cult guy wear?" Like, do you think it's all white this time, or is like, specific? Like,
Yeah,
ginger?
Well, to be fair, you can literally go to their website and see pictures of them.
yeah, and I think what Roland's gonna do is he's gonna try and start. Specifically, I'm gonna angle for the ability to start some gutter magic. And I'm gonna ask you if a picture of the cult leader that we could find on Google, because this is a well-known cult, and a picture of the cult leader, a picture of myself, and probably the "You've Got a Friend in Me," the song "You've Got a Friend in Me," would be enough to make like a bond form between me and the cult leader. So I think it would, bond. You form a bond between yourself and someone else in the universe. Maybe you connect to an enemy, maybe the girl you have a crush on. It doesn't matter who you're tied to. What's important is that you symbolically bound the two things together. So when the cosmos looks upon them, they're treated as one. You get a +10 when you're trying to explain something to, cooperate with the person who you're bonded. It lasts until it has made a difference.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out if those three things would be enough to start the gutter magic.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a moment because I want to get a little bit more with Roxy and
Yeah.
so
I don't care when this happens.
Roxy
That's
and
what I'm
Maxwell.
angling for.
You're putting that stuff together for it. So Roxy and Maxwell, what are you two doing as when you guys get to the hotel? He's starting to put together stuff to do some reality bruising.
We have no leads at the moment, apart from the cult.
I imagine I've got like a whiteboard out that's got
Correct.
these 3 lines drawn on it between like first act, second act, third act.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like trying to plot this together. It's like third act has like a giant monster and then like question marks.
You've yet to see giant monsters, but it's always a possibility.
Yeah. Third act twist, giant monster.
Every lead we follow so far has basically turned up empty.
Mm-hmm.
And we have no other solid leads.
I mean, we're doing creepy cult movie, which means we can either go in ourselves, or this could be the part where we go to her house and find something disturbing in the dead of night via flashlight.
Oh, you want to break into a house?
I mean, like that's the 1.5 act, bridge into second, rising tension.
I'm right now. Anyone?
I mean, I've got a cop disguise and everything.
What's the time of day right now?
You guys are there about like 5 or 6. It's getting towards 7. We'll say 6 or 7. It's summer, so you got a couple hours before night hits. Probably about 8 or 9.
Hey, Maxwell.
Find out.
Yes.
You want to hit a bar, and then about 2 o'clock in the morning, shall we break into our house?
He like sketches a bunch of lines onto the.
Come on.
Roland is specifically not here for this because he would have words. Like pointedly in the scene, he's not there.
Fine, but I'm taking my bag.
Okay. And while this is happening,
And the camera.
Roland, go ahead and make your roll for your magical identity. So you got, I got a friend. I got a friend.
Yeah, Roland doesn't understand subtlety in magic.
God, friend in me.
Fuck!
Jesus. The dice are hating you right now.
Can you?
I mean, it's good in other things.
Can you
No,
flip?
I'm almost wondering if that probably doesn't go with any of your
No,
things.
no way.
Is
No
my-
way.
yeah.
Is there like, because in Burning Wheel, there's like fucked up magical bullshit. Like, does gutter magic like fuck me over if I fail it?
No, for the most part, gutter magic, like if you try, just nothing happens. Because it's one of those things that a lot of people can't really do it.
Yeah,
if you-
it's like I know of it.
And you're not necessarily like as it gets through. Like you kind of rolled poorly enough. You're like, yeah, this did not. Things go bad if you roll doubles and fail.
Yeah.
anytime
Okay.
if
Okay.
you roll doubles and succeed or doubles and fail, it's kind of a good thing. So you're working on that ritual. You're pretty sure it didn't fire off as you put the stuff together. It just didn't quite feel like it. So as you finish up, I know you kind of leave. Or so the two of you have gone to the bar,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roland will probably go to sleep.
hotel bar, or are you going to someplace else nearby?
Oh no,
I'm
we're
also
going
gonna
to
go
like
AFK for like 2 seconds. Sorry.
like Roxy wants to go to like the most populated like night bar.
Yeah. Maxwell's managed to pack like one camera bag out in the open, but he's also packed one bag he's very specifically not let Roxy see anything he's put inside of it.
Uh, that sounds weird.
No, because that's how it works. If nobody tells you what's in the bag, then anything can be in the bag.
Oh hell yeah! There's a place called Bubba T's. If you're going to Texas,
Bubba Teas.
you're going to a place called Bubba T's in Lufkin, Texas. It's got 4.4 stars. Google reviews.
Oh my fucking god.
Are you looking at the picture of it?
Yeah, I Google like hotspots in wherever we are, and I'm like
Lufkin, Texas.
there.
Bubba T. Yeah, just
So
kinda
yeah,
going
I
down the
take my
strip.
guitar and we're totally going there.
Oh yeah, they do live music and stuff too. Give me. I'm teacher bladder's hitting me. Let me take a piss real quick. I'll be right back with you.
Whereas
This is going to end both very good and very bad.
beautifully, yeah.
I'm going to like kind of assume that Maxwell has not been forthcoming with exactly what he's able to do and can't. Because that's how wizards work. Wizards in movies never just flat out tell you what powers they have. They
Oh
just
yeah, they're all mysterious and like a wizard who like there's not a single wizard on the world who brags about.
Yeah. They just save their powers up and do whatever it is they can when they can.
Mm.
Why didn't you do the giant eagles earlier? We didn't need it earlier.
All right. So, you guys heading to Bubba T's?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, question for Max. What does Max look like? If the two of you come in, do you look like you're with her, or do you look like that's definitely not the truth?
He is basically awkward as hell at this juncture. He is the guy, like, I'm not exactly sure how to phrase this, but it's that scenario you see in a lot of movies where the hot girl walks into the bar and she's got her like plain looking friend with him, and the second guy is clearly uncomfortable with everything that's happening, but he has to get out, like, because the first friend says like you have to go out and experience people, and he's
Okay.
clearly there against his will.
Beautiful.
So yeah, so no one's gonna look and go, "Oh, these two are together."
Yeah.
So because you're an avatar of the star, like you can tell when people are looking at you, and when you you come in, people sort of look, and a whole bunch of people. Oh fuck! Sorry. I just looked up their Yelp review. This little petty ass bartenders run people off. They suck. I won't go here again. I've been here tons of times. When I come from, you have to walk out in a tab, a small one. You pay when you come back next. No big deal. The cunt working tonight named Haley actually called me a bitch as I walked out. She was told Haley's working tonight. Oh, that's great. As you sort of come in, like there's except for you got like one guy at the bar who sort of seems like really into his drinks as you come in, but the rest of you kind of like there's a lot of people sort of look, and you can definitely feel the guys' gazes keep lingering on you. You have your guitar with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Two of you kind of come in. Haley looks up. Well, can I get you something?
Hey, I'm here to perform.
No, shit, we ain't got music tonight, but kind of a slow evening. Actually, do it. Make a connect roll, or actually, your star roll. You could probably roll the star if you like. You usually choose if you've got like something that's lower or higher. Sometimes you want to roll the one, like if it fails, you can mark it. But yeah, like either the star or possibly connect or status would work.
How do I level up my identities that isn't the star? By the way,
so if it's the star, you level it up by
by
succeeding.
succeeding, yeah.
If it's not the star, you level it up when you roll and fail.
Okay. Then even though my star is lower, I want to roll it to try and level it up.
Okay. And there are definitely some times you're like, oh, if I happen to fail, I'll get better at this for the future. So that's always a reason to sometimes do that.
And I can flip my obsession whenever I like, right? There's no limit.
Correct.
Cool. Where's the roll button? If there is a roll
So
button.
there is, right next to Avatar, there's a little white button. Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you're kind of talking to her, it's like, well, shit, kind of a slow night. Why don't we see what you got?
Cool. Is there a place
Head on up
to
and start playing?
Yeah, sure. Now that I've
yeah, there's a little live music pit.
Yeah. Because I succeeded that roll, what do I do?
Oh, you put a mark. There's a little mark that says success. It's like the other ones that say failure. It should be like right next to. It should be right next to the little box. Here, let me look at it.
I think I found it and clicked it.
Yeah, you marked it. That's just a reminder at the end to go through. Oh, you do get to add to that.
Cool.
So you get up and you start playing. What are you playing? What kind of stuff?
If I know my town, which
Honky tonk, badonk donk.
out of character, I don't know at all. It's got to be like a classic, like
just
country, like
that scene from
the kind of country that would do well in a place like this.
Yeah, like this. It's like it's a stereotypical like woman playing a acoustic guitar, right? Like
It's just
yep.
It's just Shania Twain.
Yeah.
So as you're sitting there playing, you get a lot of people sort of talking, or it's kind of like start at the top and turning and looking at you. I see that one guy in his cups is not really looking, but you've got a lot of people up there. And at one point, what was her name? Hannah? Who was the one that called him a cunt?
Hannah, yeah.
Haley actually walks up to you with an empty beer pitcher, sets it down in front of you, and pretty soon you get some tips being thrown in there.
Oh, sweet.
As you're singing. You have got their attention. Maxwell, what are you doing while this is going on?
I'd be very disappointed in Maxwell if you aren't filming me.
Yeah, like the camera has been set up on the bar counter to catch the specific angle of like her and the crowd's hands and everything that's needed.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're just filming while this is going on?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, do me a favor, make another notice roll.
God damn it.
Never. Did you mark your notice roll for the earlier failure?
How do I do that?
There's a little thing that says failure on there. Oh, I'm sorry. It was no, because you rolled your identity.
No, I didn't. Not for
wait, you didn't roll your identity. You rolled actual notice, I think. Okay. If you ever roll that identity and fail, then you can mark it. If it's one of your regular skills.
Yeah, at that point, like these numbers are lower than my actual like noticed skill, so rolling notice is still better. Okay, let's roll some notice. Hey, I actually hit something.
Awesome. So as you look over, as she's playing, and the one guy who's just not at all paying attention, but is pretty fucking drunk, you see he's got like as he's flipping through his phone. As you walk by at one point to get a drink, you look down and you see the same sort of blur on some of the photos with him and someone as you've seen in Roland's photos.
I'm going to sit down next to him because I immediately have to, start up the bar cliche and ask the man what he's drinking.
I'll have one
He kind of
milk.
looks at you a little bleary. He goes, whiskey Coke.
Blah. This guy's a fool.
Yeah.
Blah.
I catch the bartender's attention, say 2 whiskey Cokes.
Haley kind of looks at you for a second, walks over and looks right over at Sean, and just goes, "You're not driving, right?" And Sean says, "No, not driving." It's okay. Pours 2 whiskey Cokes, sets them down for you. That'll be $5.
I hand him 7 or something.
Okay.
I set both drinks in front of me. Not actually drinking them yet, but
Okay.
I just had to act out the thing of ordering the drinks. Anyway. And I look to them.
Okay. He's turned off his phone and he's put it back in his pocket since you're next
I'll
to him.
slide him a drink and ask if he's seen any good plays lately.
At that point, when you kind of ask him that, he immediately just
I'm not one of those
looks up at you. His eyes go wide. Hamilton was amazing.
Throwing,
my
dude, that would
God.
throw fucking Maxwell for a loop.
How'd you get tickets to Hamilton? This is in New York?
Just immediately taboo break because holy shit, cliche.
What's that fucking scene where it's just like the person staring still and there's just the shattered glass where he wakes to a new world?
Maxwell, here's the weird thing: is glasses actually fall in slow motion when you shock somebody, and that's weird when that happens. Yeah, he just kind of looks at you. He's like, "The fuck do you mean?"
I'm just asking. They come.
The fuck are you saying? And like everybody sort of turns to see if he's stood up. He's waving a little bit, like he's pretty
Like
drunk.
shit, I immediately have to stand up and ask him if he wants to take this outside.
No, oh my god. Like, everyone turns to look at them too. My eye twitches like, oh my god, you've just fucking taken the spotlight from me. How much tips did I make?
Oh shit!
How many
The what?
tips? How much money did I make in tips?
So far you made about $37.
How many people are in the bar?
You got about 60.
Ooh.
You're not too deep into your set yet, so.
Oh my. Okay, yeah. I would very, very, very quickly finish the song, and shout, "Drinks are on me!" Like for everyone.
Everyone, woo! Actually, do me a favor. Go ahead and roll. That's probably your star on there. It's like you're trying to take attention away. Let's see if that works. I think your star is probably the thing it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because you need to get their attention off of them. Yeah. So I'd roll your star again.
Could it be that, or could I roll status instead?
Yeah, you can roll
Because you
status.
don't get experience additive, right? It's just one success. And that's
Yeah,
it.
I mean, you only get like one check mark a
Yeah.
session. But
So
yes.
I'll roll status.
Do you get experience for the statuses and?
Fuck.
No, those regular skills you don't. Those change as you get
Yeah.
notches.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so unless status is higher than star.
However,
I failed.
no. Look at your obsession.
Oh, so I can flip it. 57. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, so because remember, Yeah, part of your thing is you want the attention. They fucking take attention away from you. That shit doesn't fly. So yeah, that 100% works with your character. Yeah, so at this point they all kind of cheer. When you're like, yeah, drinks are on me. And part of you is going like, I don't know how much that's going to be.
I hope the tip jar's enough.
So the two of you,
Yeah.
yeah. So the two of you are sitting there. You said, want to go outside? Drinks are on me, like pretty quick. And then there's a bunch of. I think do you want to try to get him out of the bar?
Yeah, now that I've said that, like, we have to go outside. We either have to go outside.
Do you want him going outside?
A free beer.
We either have to go outside, or somebody with a much more level head has to immediately come in and stop the two of us from doing this, because that's the only way this plays out.
Okay. Yeah, so he kind of shoulders and heads outside.
Well, you're on your own. I've got a crowd to please.
Maxwell is taking his camera.
Oh my god, your camera's so going to get smashed. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't.
Do you follow after him? So when he goes outside, he's walking towards the parking lot, like going straight for one of the cars.
I'm gonna like slowly walk ahead of him, try to do that thing where like somebody's trying to walk away and then the other person says something interesting enough that they stop and switch around.
Are you trying to like rush in front of him, or are you
trailing behind him? Like,
okay.
So who?
What do you say to get him to try to turn around?
Who was it they took from you?
Do me a favor. Make you filmmaker could work here because you are thinking like film stuff, or probably connect.
Yeah, my connect is 50, I think, and filmmaker still 35.
Yeah. Remember, if you fail your filmmaker, you have an opportunity for that to go up.
Okay, filmmaker, come on. Damn it.
And that doesn't really go with... He's not being uncooperative. He's doing what he asks you to, pretty much. So you kind of call that after him. He doesn't turn around. He goes to his car, opens it up. He opens up the passenger side door and leans inside the car to grab something.
Oh, shit.
Shit. Like, Max...
I will remind you what state you're in.
Yeah, Maxwell is immediately knows like that this is gone out, so he's going to turn this into... He's still got his second bag with him. The one that hasn't been just may or may not have anything in it. And he's going to stick his hand inside the bag like he's holding something.
Okay. Is this one of your one of the spells for cinematography?
No, he's just trying to turn this into a fake Mexican standoff.
Okay. Well, so my parents, we've been like Midwesterners, though. I was born in North Dakota because we were stationed there for a bit. We've always been Midwesterners. My the company he works for got moved to San Antonio, Texas. So it's a visit. He's like, you don't honk at people on the highway or something because they've all got guns. I'm like, really? He's like, it's true. So he kind of pulled the guy. He's got a gun at his side. He's got a pistol. His guy just turns around and goes, "Are you with them?"
No.
He raises up the gun. Are you with them?
We're chasing them. State to state, person to person, place to place. We're hoping to get him.
Make a connect roll. Because he's both drunk and upset.
Yeah, I'm going to use regular connect for this so I don't get shot because I've already failed filmmaker. Doubles.
Oh, actually, so the 11 means you did particularly well. Also, I'll let you know, unless someone has a background where they're actually able to get a firearm.
Yeah, like I won't.
Which is not going to be most people. I don't actually put the rules in here. Like the chances of them actually like hitting you, because essentially the way damage works, it's like if you're punching someone, you roll and then you add together. If you succeed, you add together the 2 dice, and that's how many points you do. With guns, you roll and the percentage is how much damage you do. But most people like they have to roll almost like a 0-1 to be able to do that. Everything else, most people can't fire at another person particularly well. And as you say that though, he goes a little bit limp, and actually kind of like slides, like falls to his knees a bit, and then drops it in there and just starts to cry.
Maxwell wishes it was raining because all crying looks better in the rain, but that's not happening right now. I'm going.
It'd be very cool if that was one of your abilities, is just to make it like thematically appropriate,
like a set the scene or something like that. I don't have something like that.
My mic was muted, but when you said that would be cool, I shouted, "Make it rain." The joke has passed.
I don't think we're in a strip club.
Yeah. I'm going to attempt to kind of vaguely pat the man on the back and kind of comfort him for a moment while we work through this.
Yeah, he's just sort of. When he looks up, you saw it, the Children of Sarpedon.
I didn't.
Nobody believes me. They don't remember it.
I didn't, but one of my guys did. One of my friends. We've been watching them, chasing them, trying to find his family.
This is where the comedic timing cut back in, where he's like, "One of my friends," and it cuts back to Roland, and he says "friends," and Roland like sneezes, and no, he doesn't sneeze. He stubs his toe.
You got a friendship.
He stubs his fucking toe on the fridge, and he's like, "What the motherfucker?" It just cuts back to you too.
Like,
I don't think that's where your ritual goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck! God damn it!
I just realized rereading. I misunderstood how I generate charges.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I make cliches happen. It's that I have to get other people to point out that something's a cliche.
And that happened by rolling eyes, because Roxy would roll her eyes for every.
I have also.
See, the problem is that can only happen once a week per each one.
Well,
wow.
Per person or cliche.
Yeah, like thus when they get someone to remember and describe an overused cinematic cliche, the troper gets a minor charge. Thinking about it is enough that must be described either verbally or in writing. Neither the cliche nor the person can be reused until a week has passed.
okay.
Quoting a memorable line.
So your significant charge.
My significant charge is like straight up pretend to be a different person for 5 hours.
Yeah, that's not hugely hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I could almost pretend I've been the obsessive weirdo for the past 5 hours because he's done nothing but ramble and trope and.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so yeah, he's just. My brother's just gone, and a bunch of us went there, and none of them are there anymore.
Roland's got a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Or
it's
like
playing.
at least we all do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2017.
I'm going to call Roland and tell him to get his ass down here because I've got a live one.
Sure. Yeah, you like give me a call, and you say like I've got a live one, and Roland's like, what? Like he want.
Oh, dude, Max, what's your hardened for unnatural?
That was weird.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit.
Did I cut?
That's the point.
Oh, sorry, Maxwell. What's your hardened for unnatural? How many slots do you have?
I've got like that second white dot is X'd out in unnatural. Yeah.
Oh, so 2? Yeah, it was going to be a level 2 for seeing the thing. Not a huge thing, but it was more like, okay, I've seen that in his, now I'm seeing it here. That's fucking weird. But you've already got 2, which means if you're at that level, you don't have to make a check.
Yeah, like I'm already used to seeing like weird images in film.
Yeah, so
or anything else.
Roland's like he wants more specifics because he's not like I think this has been a thing where Maxwell is like we've got a mark or whatever, and it's like it ends up being just a person who was like the perfect like antagonist role or something that he tried to get me to like fight.
Like, no, I got somebody else. He's seen the play. We're down at the bar.
You
We're
say
in the
like
parking lot, there's crying.
you say somebody else who's seen the play, and the phone clicks off, and Roland like gets out of like his chair or whatever. He's like rolls up his sleeves, puts on his jacket. Actually, it's Texas. He probably
Then he gets a call back going, I didn't tell you where we were at, dumbass.
No, like
yeah.
Oh,
I
wait,
don't.
where were you?
I don't have to call him back. He already works.
Click. Boom, 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 ring.
Yeah,
Yeah, where were you at?
yeah. Roland's like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's it's the Shaun of the Dead scene, or it's like a Shaun of the Dead scene where they call, they like meet at the pub, and he's like, oh, of course, yeah, no, this is exactly what he was gonna say, and he tried to fill in your thought process. But yeah, you like
Maxwell didn't even put the phone down. He just kept it up against his head and waited until Roland called
Yeah.
him back.
There's a lot of comedic timing between Maxwell and Roland that is unintentional on Roland's part and probably completely intentional on Maxwell's part.
Yeah.
And Roland goes down and like he gets over to there. It's like in the parking lot of the hotel or of the bar.
Yes. No, so it's basically you have to kind of like go. Well, actually, wait. The problem is they took the van.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, Uber's back in Austin.
You have to get an Uber. Or
Uber's
something.
back in Austin. So, what's it called?
At this size town, and I know. I mean, granted, the University of Illinois is here, which helps. But we've got
No. I could get Uber.
and-
I was
Yeah.
joking because Austin kicked out Uber for a little bit, and then yeah,
Oh, did they?
it's a long story. I won't bring it up here.
Are you?
No,
down there?
I go to Austin every year for Rooster Teeth Expo or RTX.
This year.
You were? Oh shit! So was I.
Yee.
Which
RTX.
Which
Rooster
is-
Teeth's. It's literally Rooster
Oh,
Teeth's
okay, yeah.
con.
Okay.
It was fun. But anyway, what's it called? Fuck. What was I saying? Yeah, he probably like gets an Uber to take him down to the. No, because I don't think he would. I think he would walk, and it would take a while.
Run it. He's just doing like the
Okay, so yeah, he's on his way.
$6 million.
You've got Roxy playing.
It's not like a Terminator run, but it's like he doesn't want to get in someone else's car because he's like, no, you're rubbing off on him, is what it is. He's like, nope, I can see the cliche here, not getting in someone else's car.
Yeah. So what do you do with the guy who's he's trying to get himself back together,
Run such a
but he's
set up the camera in such a way that it's not obvious that being filmed because I still want to see this. But I'm just kind of calming him and answering any questions that he can give me that don't give away too much.
Mhm. Yeah, so he's just like he starts kind of just rambling. He's like, I was there. It's a lot of people, and they're gone. And I woke up the next morning, and I'm in the chair, and everyone was gone. Just gone.
That's about right. He's taking, Rolfer's kind of taking notes on this because he has to be able to film this right later.
He goes, they told me they sent me in St. Louis, and I looked online. I couldn't find anything about St. Louis.
Like the whole town?
No, I mean nothing about the carnival going to St. Louis or anything.
You dropped out a little. Is he saying like he can't physically look up anything about St. Louis?
No. He goes. I couldn't find anything about a carnival in St. Louis or anything. I mean, he said we'd see me in St. Louis. St. Louis. He was French.
That makes. Isn't that the name of a famous play?
The Meet Me in St. Louis? Yeah, it's a musical. It's a pretty shitty musical. Meet me at St. Louis. Wait, a quick pause here. Did it drop out again?
No, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just kind of telling that makes sense. It sounds like what our friend said, but I don't know where I'm not sure how much of like Roland's story I have like memorized at this point. So it's like I'm not exactly sure what the Frenchman has told him previously.
The main thing that he's told me, and I don't know if I'm allowed to like embellish details, but I feel the main thing that has been told and that the camera has seen, if this is the show, is that he told me to meet, that I was chosen, that I survived, I was a lucky one, and that to see him in St. Louis. But I think I think Roland has some more information that he's not given to you. Like Roland keeps a lot of his stuff close to his chest, like specifically about the what's it called, the play. So whatever an appropriate amount of time, it's probably awkward sniffling and awkward Maxwelling. I don't know when Roland would get there. Because it's a city, right? So it's like, it's probably not super impossible to get to, like, to just walk to the bar.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll take you a little bit. So do me a favor, if you want to make either a star or a connect roll to see if you make enough money to make how much you're gonna have to pay.
Oh, great.
for buying their drinks.
What's my connect? 60. Let's do that. Wait, do failed rolls again in a certain thing affect the number you're rolling? For like the notches?
No, the notches are only affected like if you like for violence, for example. If you're a certain level of violence, you got a level 1 of violence, which means it doesn't take a whole lot to necessarily raise you up. Like if you see someone get shot, you have to make a violence check, and if you succeed, it gives you another hardened notch. If you fail, it gives
and the hardened notch will affect. Yeah,
will change your.
But the failed notches.
Yeah, the success and failure work with identities and not the basic skills.
Okay. Connect, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I do not.
Fucking hell.
Hold on, wait. Can I?
I would just like to say that we have rolled above 90 for. It was a majority of me and Roxy's rolls.
I'm guessing my obsession won't cover that, right?
Oh, actually,
being a star.
Like being a star is demanding attention. I think.
Plus, it's kind of like if you're a star, you don't have to pay for things and stuff like that. Like, don't you know who I am, kind of thing.
Yeah, and also I can definitely see her kind of being like, "No, you're going to give me, like, put tips in the jar, like that sort of show me your love."
Oh yeah.
Sense. I'm totally okay.
If you enjoy this video, like, comment, subscribe, pay my Patreon. Yeah. So I can flip that to 39.
Yeah, so you take the 39. Yeah, you end up getting enough money, and she takes a little bit of pity on you and gives you the discount that she might get for some of it, and you end up still pretty good shape by the time you finish. When you finish, you've got a bunch of people coming up and talking to you, and I don't know how much.
Oh
you
yeah,
wanna
sure. I'll
schmooze.
smooch. I'll schmooze. I love the idea that like a bunch of like Texan guys are talking to me. Like some of them might be hitting me up, and the guy who's very concerned for my safety is just outside, unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely hitting on you as you're sort of talking with them. I will say, eventually, Roland
Yeah.
gets there.
And I think
At this point, Maxwell, are you two still like? Do you want to go inside, or are you two still like out by his car or something?
Probably outside by the car still, because
Okay.
there's star nonsense happening inside, and I can't afford to have him watching Roxy instead of actually being filmed correctly.
So, Roland, as you walk up, you see that you've got Maxwell and this other guy, Sean, are sitting on the trunk of the car, talking.
yeah. And this guy, like, he's stereotypical, like, trucker look, like he's in a jeans and a, like...
He's jeans and a shirt. I mean, he's a college student. It looks
Okay,
like.
okay. He's younger.
Kind of there in the area.
Okay. So I think, Roland is going to, like... Roland's going to, come up. He's going to, the first thing he's going to say to the person is, I'm sorry for everything you're experiencing, and I know it's the worst, but I do in fact know what you're going through.
Yes.
And I think he like pulls out, and like we established, there's no good pictures of my wife, or anything, but there's bad pictures of them, I assume.
Yeah. It's sort of like it's like there was an error, a smudge, like it was,
Yeah, there's
like what Maxwell saw on Sean's.
Yeah, you know what it is. I have a picture in my wallet of me, my wife, and my kids, and my two daughters, and it's like water stained, as if like the rain did it or something, on everyone's face except for mine. And he like pulls it out, and he hands it to the kid, and he's like, "Listen, I lost my wife and kids. There are days when I can't remember what they look like. They're the worst days of my life. And I need to know anything you might know. Because if that man, who, trust me, I plan on making pay for everything he's done to you and everything he's done to me, if that man is allowed to get away with what he has done, I'm not even thinking about that. So you need to tell me what I can do, or what you know." And I think he's
It was a 17th. We just decided it'd be fun to go. I don't remember much. I remember talking at the end, but there was the Church of Wells. They came in. They were in the middle of the stage. They talked, preached or something for a bit. I remember people laughing at him, but then next I remember that guy was in my face and just said, "We're the Children of Sarpedon, and you'll see me in St. Louis."
And I think Roland like says, "Okay, that's enough. That's good." And he like gives the kid his number, and it's a number to probably a burner phone that he has. And he's like, "If you need someone to talk to, give me a call." And then he says, "I don't want to trouble you for more than you know, because I know it's really hard to sort out what's true and what's false. But I want you..."
You find this bastard, you get a hold of
Yeah.
him.
And he goes,
he gives you his number too.
he goes, he like stops it, like he takes his number and he like stops him. He's like, believe me, there's going to be a lot of stuff that is done to him. More stuff than I thought was possible before he did what he did to me. And I think like Roland like stands up, and it's one of those, and you tell me if this is okay, Maxwell, but it's one of those shots where it's probably a full moon tonight. Of course it is. And it lines up perfectly with his head, and that's where
Maxwell
I
is
think
already like on the
yeah,
ground,
like on the
toes.
ground. Yeah. And that's where I think like Roland like looks down at the camera that Maxwell has, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And he goes, and he like looks at the college student who I assume Roland got his name, and he says, "Listen."
It's Sean. Sean Andrews.
Yeah, he's like, "Listen, Sean. Yeah, Sean. Do you live nearby? I can drive you home if you want,
Yeah, that would.
or I can have my friend Maxwell drive you home."
That'd be good.
Excuse me, whose van?
In his car.
I have to ask, did you do the moon thing on accident, or was like their thought put into that?
Roland didn't put any thought into it. I put thought as a player, like made that happen to see if you would comment on it.
Okay, because like the thing is like if like Roland thought like of it and did it anyway, like the moon framing is a cliche, which would have counted for a turn if he did it. On
Roland
purpose.
would not. No, I'm sorry, Maxwell, but Roland would not do that intentionally.
I do want to see the conversation where you're like, hey, listen, if you see one of these things happen, just go with it. Just like
it's Maxwell giving Roland the way method, like he's like, listen, I think you should really study a little bit of method acting. It'll help you in your coercing
don't be a
people.
method actor. They're annoying as shit.
We're going to watch the top 100 ever most cliched movies in existence, and you're going to learn.
Roland probably hates it, but I think Roland looks at Maxwell, and he's like, okay, Maxwell, is Roxy inside?
Probably.
Yep. If you guys pop in, Roxy.
No, I don't think Roland's
I mean,
specifically going. I think he's telling Maxwell. He's like, Maxwell, you need to take Sean home, and he like tells Maxwell to drive Sean home, and then Roland will go into the bar to basically pick up Roxy, who is probably getting hit on, which will have a fun scene. You can describe what's happening to Roxy, or if Maxwell has something he wants to do. Maxwell.
So Roxy, got all the guys surrounding you.
Mm-hmm.
Got a bunch of good old boys.
Drinking whiskey and rye.
Tall, well built, pretty drunk. At least the ones who there's enough of them that kind of come and are kind of doing some competition essentially around you, trying to get your attention.
Oh God! You know the way the like not like famous people and like singers and that, like when you meet them and like the fans are like they don't want to just flat out say like, no, get away from me, you'll never get with me or anything like that, but they're not like actually intending to do it. They're just like leading them on.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
that's sweet. Oh yeah,
keep the fame going.
Mm-hmm. So you're just sort of stringing them along a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been talking a little bit and probably even getting a few more tips here and there as they're doing. Because you still got the pitcher.
Sweet.
They're putting stuff in. About that point, Roland comes in.
Yeah, and I think Roland, he's not rude, so he wouldn't like come up, grab you by the wrist, and be like, "We're leaving," because that's fuck. That's like actual misogyny. He's a little bit more subtle. Yeah.
What?
I think Roland's gonna come in. He's gonna sit down at the bar, and he's gonna order a what would be a drink that he drinks? Brandy. It's probably like a really fucking like a blackberry brandy or something.
Oh my god.
He was like a snob when he was, just a person. So he still has like his creature comforts. And he's drinks some of it. And he rolls it around. And then he looks at Roxy and there's that scene where if Maxwell was here, there would be the cliche scene where eye contact meet, and then Roxy, what happens after eyes meet?
I don't know. I don't Roxy totally doesn't think she's doing anything wrong or even
I'm not.
you.
I'm not implying
like
anything. I don't think Roland is also implying anything that you're doing anything wrong. I think it's more of like a work relationship, like eye contact. It's not like you're fucking, or it's not your boyfriend is here and you're fucking around with other guys. It's more of like, hey, we got a job to do.
All right, I'll stop making up that I had to go. I really hated to go, but I had to go do things. I would totally give people my my Instagram numbers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I really need an album to start selling in bars. You
don't have a SoundCloud?
Oh yeah, I totally have a SoundCloud. Of course I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd start handing those out, blowing kisses, and just before sidling over to thingy. What's his name? Roland.
Yeah.
Terrible names. Fucking awful.
It's okay. And I think Roland, when you come over, do you say anything to Roland? Or do you just?
I'll just say, "What's up?"
Yeah, and I think Roland, and you tell me if this is something that Roxy would be totally against, because I don't want to just force your character to do something. I think Roland would put his arm on your shoulder and grab you by the shoulder, and be like, "We have to get going." And he's staring at the other guys in the room. And if you're not okay with that, or if Roxy would not be okay with that, I think that's totally fine. But I Roland is fuck, we gotta get you out of here.
Oh my god. I think she would let it happen, but she would make extra efforts to wave at the people she'd been talking to and
yeah. It's definitely
making sure
you're totally okay with the fact that we're leaving. It's just you want everyone to know that you're leaving and who you're leaving with, or shit like that.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
And I'm not particularly tied to the person who I'm leaving with.
Yeah. And I'm not I'm not trying to force your character to do anything. This isn't Roland sweeping you off your feet and then you're going into the car to bang. This is Roland being okay, child. We're leaving.
She recognizes that that they have a job to do, and she's done pretty well performing in this place. So hopefully she's got some more fans and such and such.
Yeah.
So she's satisfied enough to get.
Yeah, and I think Roland's gonna try and leave with Roxy, and if they try to stop him, then we'll talk. We'll talk about roles and stuff.
Yeah,
you tell me, GM.
It's not that kind of bar.
Yeah.
Nope, we're gonna take her.
Yeah, that was basically in that.
So Maxwell, you're dropping off. Are you dropping off in his car and then they're gonna come pick you up?
Yeah, lest I end up with his car.
Okay, you two.
Who stole the car?
It's a police case.
When you get up there, you kind of pull up to his apartment, and as he kind of gets out, he takes a moment, looks at it. The door he's going to is standing open. He kind of halts. He's still pretty drunk. Kind of gets out, he sort of halts, and he's sort of staring into the open door.
On one hand, I know exactly what's going to happen. On the other hand, I can't stop him from doing it.
God damn it, you're the worst. I know you're gonna
Like,
die
I
if you
just-
go in there, but I can't. It's just against my rules.
Maxwell's the best character.
You kind of look at it. He goes back in the car and kind of pulls out the pistol again, and goes, "How good are you with a gun?"
Terrible.
Oh shit.
But we'll see.
What would John McClane
He
say
kinda
in that
walks-
situation?
He walks towards the thing and just goes, "I got a gun. You're still
I
in
got-
there."
I've got a camera with like a big floodlight on it.
Oh wait, are you hitting him with the floodlight?
Yeah, I've got like one of
Are
those.
you still in the car? Or are you behind him so you can see like inside?
I'm behind him. See.
Okay, so as you are behind him, this real quick.
Like I'm getting like one of those Blair Witch Project views right now, where the house is dark, but I've got a camera and a flashlight.
So nothing could possibly. Oh my fucking god! Why is he standing by the side of the corner? Okay, you are actually not going to make a roll for this. I am going to go ahead and make one for him. So, as the floodlight sort of hits, you see standing. So basically, he's got like the door opens. There's a small hallway. There's like a door right on the side that's going to be like a closet as you come in, and it opens up into the living room. And standing in the living room, the light hits him pretty hard. There is a man in a suit, but his face is completely blank, and almost looks like it's melting a slight bit. It looks sort of like something you saw in those pictures. It's not quite the same effect, but it is fairly close.
Basically, I'm gonna keep the camera up, but should like this guy start firing at any point, I want to be able to put something on the gun.
Okay. He kind of pulls the gun up in front of him. It's shaking a little bit. He succeeded in his check. He got another hard notch on a natural. He's like, "The fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?"
It's like
And
I'm just gonna kind of
the thing.
I'm gonna kind of steady
Go
him and say like, if you have to start firing.
He goes, "What?"
Just if you have to pull the trigger, just keep pulling it until it stops moving.
Okay. And it almost like it leans forward a tiny bit. And you hear this, and then it like moves to the side very quickly, and you hear a shattering behind it, like through a window or something towards the back. And the two of you are sitting there in the parking lot.
Gotta go after it.
Okay. Yeah, he's kind of like goes in kind of cautiously in the corner and sort of checks, and he's got a sliding glass door that essentially kind of there's a backyard in this part of the apartment complex, goes down a bit of a hill, and there's some woods behind it, and then there's but you don't know what's behind it. He'll tell you if you ask. He'll tell you there's a river, and then some other stuff back there. But as you rush in, like whatever it was went through the window. The window itself is shattered. You're not seeing a trace of it.
I'm gonna wind back the camera to see if any of that got caught on film.
You weren't in a position where you could see him shatter, but you saw it. You saw it lean forward, and like if it had had a mouth, like the chin moved down, but you can't. But his face was blank. You heard the weird cry, and then it moves like sideways, and then you heard the shatter shortly after.
Okay. The important thing is it's on film.
And you're sitting there, and there's like he does a check of the house, and nothing is there, and comes back and just is like, "No fucking way, I'm staying here."
They're coming with us.
He kind of nods, get back in the car. They're probably waiting to figure out like where they're going to pick you up at.
We're gonna
Yeah.
go back to the bar with the car.
Yeah, so
Do you
yeah,
like-
that's it. Because like Roxy and
Yeah.
And Roland, do you call?
Yeah,
Maxwell?
that's what I was about to say. Is like, I don't think we call beforehand.
Mhm.
But I think like, it depends on how far he is. Like, I think we would get back into the car, and then yeah, I would call Maxwell, and it would basically be like, does that happen beforehand or after, or you know?
I think like the best timing on this would be immediately after all this happens, and we're still kind of standing in the dark. Then the phone goes off.
Yeah,
It's
like
hello.
and Roland's like, hey, I got Roxy out of there. Where are you at so we can pick you up?
I'm gonna bring the car to the hotel with the guy.
What?
His house was broken into, and then there was a crazy faceless man who moved sideways and out a screen glass door without opening it.
So roll, and this is, you don't have two different tones of voice, but I imagine Maxwell has two different tones of voice. Like one's the cliche tone of voice, and one's the this shit actually happened tone of voice. And Roland can kind of tell the difference between the two of them. Or is it the other way? Is there like just one tone of voice, and you can't really tell with Maxwell? Because I could take it either way.
I'd imagine like it's unless he's doing a bit or like he needs you to react in a certain way, there is one tone of voice.
Okay, yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Are you being sarcastic?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That also sounds sarcastic.
Oh, dude, every day of my life. I have resting bitch face, and I have a sarcastic voice every day of my life. But anyway, Roland goes, okay, what? You know what? You know how I hate having phone calls about this?
It's on video.
And he's like, okay, stop at a convenience store, pick up some, like, I don't know, some instant coffee or whatever. He says, pick up a few K-cups. We're not sleeping tonight, apparently. And then he like looks at Roxy and goes, we're gonna have to go back to the hotel and ask for a few more sets of sheets, maybe a cot.
Did you fill me in at all about what happened?
Yeah, I don't think he does. I think
Are you just hearing this on the phone?
yeah, no, I think it's more of like you heard Roland's side of the conversation.
Yeah.
And he like actively did not say anything like, "Oh shit, there was a thing that fucking flew like a motherfucker out of the building sideways." Yeah, Roland again, one of his relationships with Roxy is that he's going to keep her out of this shit. So Roland says, "Listen, we'll get back to the hotel and you can go to sleep first. And we'll figure this out." And he's like,
how well do we know each other that now that I know that you're kind of, do I realize you're kind of being protective over me and trying to keep me out of shit, or?
So Roland's not subtle. He as you can clearly tell. So this is a decision that you can make. I don't mind either way. I feel if I was in Roxy's position, this guy is an asshole.
Yeah. Okay, I'm probably used to it. Okay.
Like, you take this however you want. And like, I'm not gonna again, I'm not trying to be like rude, or Roland is unintentionally, like, his heart's in the right place, but he's doing it in like a really fucked up way.
I definitely know how Roxy would handle it. So
yeah.
She would just be like, fine, whatever.
Yeah, and then I think there's that moment, like it's one of the it's gonna cut to commercial after this scene, but he goes like they're walking back to the car and he's like, "Do you want to drive or do you want me to drive?" And he's just like holding the keys. Or yeah, you probably had the keys at some point, and he's like holding the keys. He's like, "Do you want to drive or do you want me to drive?"
I'll drive.
Okay, and he like tosses you the keys, and like sits in the passenger seat and like lets you drive.
So are you two still planning on breaking into her house tonight?
Oh, wait, no, literally what I was going to do is get to the hotel, wait until Roland got out of the car and drive off.
Fuck. Dude, Roland would be so fucking pissed. Oh my god, that's the best thing ever. I love it.
It's like, this dude's totally trying to keep me out of it. Okay, fine, and I'll just drive away.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love it. Yeah, I
So
think like
so. I like the
Go
idea
ahead.
that also that Maxwell then pull in as you're pulling out.
Yeah, totally.
So Maxwell, as you come in, you see the van heading out,
yeah, and I think Roland.
and
Like,
then rolling in the parking lot.
I don't think Maxwell has ever seen Roland this pissed off. like Maxwell has pissed Roland off in a sense of like, okay, I'm done joking, but this is like legit. You've completely ignored everything that I'm trying to be doing. It's like I'm trying to help you. Like I'm trying to be the nice person in this, and you're and he's like super fucking pissed. He's like, and I think like it's this fuming. It's not the like, fuck, I'm mad, I'm throwing shit. It's the angry that you get, and he's like super angry.
Seething.
Yeah, seething is the word. And Roland like looks at Maxwell and Sean, and it's that he's like, what? I don't know if what's it called? Maxwell is actually here. Damn it, my timing.
Orin, you lose him.
Yeah. What's it called? If Maxwell's not here, then I think it's better if the camera follows. Like the camera shows that Maxwell showed up, but the camera follows Roxy's car.
Yeah. Orin, you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, I never muted.
I keep sitting on the damn button, but yeah, I Maxwell's used to weird shit showing up on camera and things like that, so he's just gonna go buy good coffee at the convenience store and begin heading back.
Yeah. I think what happens is like because of what Roxy does, where she like drops me off and then fucking bolts, which is good on Roxy. That's the correct response to a man trying to tell you what to do. He is like super pissed off, and Maxwell I don't think has ever seen him this pissed off. Because usually when I imagine when Roxy like goes under my nose, it's like when I'm sleeping or something like that.
Yeah.
It's never like
we planned to break into a house while you were sleeping.
Yeah. It's like it's never this direct.
So are the three of you like following out? After?
No. I think Roland's like, fine, if that's what she wants to do, then fucking do it. Because there's a part.
And Maxwell,
Yeah.
were you saying you were taking off again too? Orin?
Yeah, I got objective number 1 is to find Roland right now because
You're with me.
Yeah, you just basically pulled up next to the hotel
Yeah,
as I was driving off.
Yeah,
Roland's
he's
there.
standing in the parking lot
Yeah,
when you show up.
I've got a camera in one arm, the guy trailing me in a bunch of coffee in the other, like inside now.
Yeah, and I think Roland like is like he's too angry to actually say anything to you. So he's like he just keeps walking, and I think if like Sean tries to say anything to him, he's like really distant, and he's like he doesn't care. And yeah, we go back into the hotel room. Like, cause deep, yeah, cause like, yeah, cause deep down, Roland actually does know that Roxy can take care of herself and everything. It's just he's insecure about it.
Yeah.
He wants Roxy to do this, but he doesn't want her to do it because then that means that he doesn't need to, it's a weird thing.
The thing is, you don't know what Roxy's going to do, right?
Yeah, no, it's more not that he wants like Roxy to do it. It's more like he knows that you can take care of yourself because he knows you're some supernatural bullshit, right? Like he knows that you're the star archetype. Yeah. He doesn't know what an archetype actually is, but he knows that you have like you've lived this life before. Like he knows that's what you do. So I think deep down he knows like this is normal for her. She's not going to like she's not going on like a murder spree. or like she's not going to get herself killed. She's smarter than that, and he knows that, but he's still semi like, you know, grounded in fuck you. I told you what to do, and you just blatantly ignored me. But yeah, I don't know where you would want to, if you want to do like a, because I like the idea of the last scene being like us looking at the video and then the
Oh no, I think that's not
Okay.
what the last scene should be. That should be in the house.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Maxwell and Roland and
Yeah.
Sean, the three of you head in, but into the
Sure.
Okay.
I was more saying like Roxy goes before us is what I was saying to the last scene thing. Yeah, sure,
Oh, no.
sure. Then if you have plans, you have plans.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to step on toes.
Oh yeah, Roxy should not go. Roxy should
Sure.
go after you.
Totes down.
Okay. Anyway, I've got the camera out, a bunch of cables, smacking it together into a screen I use for editing.
Yeah. Is this like a laptop?
And he
or-
at this point, Sean's just like I've been seeing weird shit happen since it happened, and just little. Like there was like a presence there sometimes, but I never saw anything until.
Yeah, and I
today.
think Roland is like telling him, yeah, talking through it is good. And then he like makes the instant coffee. And you see like I don't think he would have like alcohol on hand. Would Roxy have brought alcohol with her? Does Roxy travel with alcohol?
Oh yeah, there's probably a cooler of just like random beer and shit.
Does she do harder stuff, and does she like bring it into the hotel room? Because we did unpack before we.
No, it's probably just casual beer.
Okay.
She keeps the weed under the car
Okay.
seat.
Then yeah, then the scene that I'm thinking doesn't happen because Roland wouldn't carry alcohol with him.
Not a
Yeah.
time for drinking. Men without faces.
Yeah, and I think like this is like Roland like opens up the fridge, and back when he was at home, he would have like he would have like vodka in the freezer or something, and he would be able to pull that out and just like, or like a Bailey's and like put it in the coffee, just to like, you know, calm the nerves. But he doesn't have that, and he's like fuck. And he sits down and gives everyone a coffee, and Maxwell's probably like freaking out or something, not freaking out, but like frantic and like we have to do this.
Yeah, just 1,000. Like, such a good angle. I wish I had gotten it from another camera, but I can't. So here we are.
No time to change the lens.
Yeah.
Wrong lens.
Yeah, so
Should have done the wide angle.
three of you watch it. I mean, you see the faceless man in there, and the movement is. I mean, it's not unnatural. It's just very quick
Mhm.
when it moves to the side, and the shatter happens pretty quick after.
Yeah.
And then it's you kind of going through the house or through the apartment,
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
and not really. Nothing there seems to be amiss.
Yeah, and Roland's like faceless man, and I think he brings out his book, the book that Roxy got him, and that like pisses him off a little bit, but not in like he's like what? You fuck. And would it be a knowledge roll? No, this would be an unnatural roll or a secrecy roll, right?
For what?
To try and figure out like if there's any connection between like faceless man and the God, I have it written down somewhere, the carnival,
That's not something really a roll is going to tell you, because that's sort of. It's not like there's a standard amount of.
yeah there's it's not
things
like
that you see
make
a
a okay.
I've heard of this creature. It's the nature of it means that what you have is something you've not encountered before. However, he did tell you that it was like he's seen like little things out of the corner of his eye since that happened.
Well, can I angle this? I'm a vengeful occultist, so I know stuff about the I know smaller details.
Actually,
about the
vengeful occultist might do something. I'd go ahead and make a roll.
Yeah. I'll probably fail because it's but I've already failed it. But it's whatever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's not something you've seen or heard of before, and it's to a degree, and the chances of something. Wait, what is? Oh, it's 25. The chances of something showing up here out of the blue, and also him having been a part of this, is pretty low.
Yeah.
Like, to a degree, they have to be connected, but you're unaware of how.
Yeah. It's like there's
They're legend.
there's no logical reason why they're not connected, but there's no logical reason why they are connected.
So it's nothing you're particularly aware of. Like
Yeah.
You kind of look up some stuff on Faceless Man legends, and there's some things you can find, but nothing that quite seems to fit. So as the three of you are looking over those, Roxy,
Yeah.
how are you approaching the small like subdivision that is the church and its people?
Oh, now I want to go listen to Rush.
So where's her house in relation to all that?
So essentially, as you head back, there's like a street, and it has an L turn, and then ends in a cul-de-sac, and you have the church like at the mouth of the cul-de-sac. That's some houses there. She is on the street that is heading down. She's before the L bend.
Okay. Okay. Before any of this happens, there's a very, very, very quick scene of Roxy going to like a I don't know what Americans call it, but the
Toking up.
petrol station. No. Gas station, like picking up some like some crisps, some drinks and stuff.
Yeah, so she's toking up.
Like this is my like excuse when I get back. I'm like, hey, I went to get some food and snacks and stuff.
Hey guys.
So yeah, that's
timeline. No, I'll get back to that.
And then yeah, I'll probably park a little ways away, so my giant ass fucking van doesn't garner attention. Then yeah, I'll approach the house not directly, but like trying not to bring too much attention to myself.
All right, make a secrecy roll, or actually, you're delinquent if it's high enough, or if you want to use it.
I do want to use it because it'll be fun to get caught, and also I want to level it up.
Yep.
I'm not leveling up.
Isn't a 1 good?
Oh, holy shit! No, yeah, 1 is like super awesome.
I'm not leveling up.
Yeah, basically, a 1 is a critical success.
Fucking.
I'll say this: you actually find a place that's sort of behind it, with a little bit of woods in between, so you can sneak through. You kind of go through these woods, and you're looking at her house. The lights are on.
They're on.
Yeah, and as you're kind of sneaking up, and look through the kind of living room window, you see the preacher you saw earlier, and 2 other men. If you look them up, you recognize them as the 3 preachers carrying a body wrapped in a blanket.
Oh shit!
The 3 of them are carrying it out, and you see that there are a couple other church members that are there. They're taking some bleach and stuff, and they're starting to do some cleaning.
Am I in a position?
And you see that
that I can take pictures with my phone. Cool.
Yes.
I want to get all of this. Well, there goes my excuse.
All right, and that actually seems like a decent place to end it for this week.
Yeah.
I was thinking with that 30, I was like, there's a decent chance we're going to end with someone having a gun on you or something, and then you get caught. Cliffhanger. Nope. 1. Here's all this stuff.
Yeah, and I apologize.
So
what's it called, Mike? Michael. I didn't mean to be like we ended here. I'm just like I'm so used to GMing as well that I'm so sorry.
I could tell.
Yeah, and that's anyone. I felt like if there was ever a point where I was like, I'm going to direct this, please tell me to shut the fuck up and just go on with your shit. I won't mind.
Well, what I do is I do kind of what I do in an improv. group at points. Like, okay, we'll move the spotlight over here for a little bit.
I was noticing like halfway through, I was like, okay, I need to shut up because I am the main character. Fuck you guys, I'm the main character, but there are supporting casts.
Maxwell's like, this is about a filmmaker.
Yeah.
If you have any checks, go ahead and roll a D10 or D5 will work. You need to add that much to the percentage.
How do you know if it's a D10 or D5?
Either, I mean, it's a D10 divided by 2, or you can just roll a D5.
Oh, okay.
Either one, because it's just D5 divided by 2, or D10 divided by 2.
Damn it.
D5 works.
God damn it, Maxwell. Oh, divided by 2.
5. I'm a 5.
Divided by 2, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a. Do you roll round up or down?
I'll say round up.
3% better filmmaker.
Cool. I only was a vengeful occultist. Oh wait, did I fail on a volunteer? No, I succeeded on a volunteer. No, I did fail on a volunteer one. With the what's it called? The what's his name? No, I didn't, because I used kindness. I didn't use my being a volunteer. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking in my head.
So, my archetype identity doesn't do anything different when leveling up, right?
The only difference is you get the check if you succeed.
Yeah. So I still level up the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I can't believe I passed the delinquent thing so well. I wanted to fail and get experience.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this up. Nope, 0-1. I'm a goddess of being a pain in your ass. I'm gonna sneak into places.
Yeah, I also just want to say before we end, if it ever gets to a point where Roland is being like seriously too like fucked up on the overprotective scale, please tell me as well. I'm playing him that way. Go ahead.
No, I love that kind of thing, and I'll just react to it like in character. Like I'll never say out of character. I pull it back.
Yeah,
I'm like, Roxy's just gonna fucking play with that.
I love Roxy being like, okay, well, fuck you. I think that's great. Like that is 100%. Like if that was in a movie, I'd be like, good on her.
Just going along with it, and then finally at the last moment, I'm leaving.
Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah. That is a scene from a movie that I would love to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good on you, everyone. And yeah, Maxwell, I 100% love the fun cliches and the
Maxwell is best character. He's like the comic relief best character. Like.
I love the fact that because you're walking around with a camera all the time, anything you do becomes suspicious, like crazy. like if they ever want to try to not stick out like a sore thumb, here's the dude with the camera walking up behind them. What, guys? What?
Yeah, and I think Roland will realize that eventually, but right now he's like, no, like this is fine.
Well, it was fun. There was a couple of those things. I'm like, oh, this will probably go. Oh no, wait, he's got the camera. That's gonna make it awkward from the very moment someone comes out. Like, dude, two people walk up and one of them has a camera on you. That changes how you react to people.
Oh yeah, no, I 100% agree.
That's great.
Yeah, this is fun. Good
Awesome.
game.
So cool. Then we got the intro for the stuff, and then it'll pick up next time as we get into the meat of it.
Yeah.
Sounds cool, gentlemen.
Same bad time, same bad place, right?
True. Yep. Catch y'all next week.
Cool. Yep.
Cool.
See ya. Peace out.